5-4 victory in 10 innings yesterday, which puts them on the verge of a return to Omaha. Time fails to detail again the amazing sequence which saw the Beavers go from 4-1 down in the bottom of the ninth to their ultimate 5-4 win in 10. But doubtless after the game last night, for many hours into the night, I'm sure Beaver fans everywhere who were watching, who were here in person, watching, listening, a combination thereof, you were all sharing your own thoughts about what a remarkable game it was. Certainly high on my list of thrilling games in the 26 years I've had the privilege and pleasure of calling Beaver baseball. There wasn't quite a win quite like that one, and I'm sure you would all agree if you were here and experienced it. That was yesterday, and the Beavers have moved on. I know in talking with several players and coaches, as much as that was a win to savor, and we will with a couple of guests coming up in our pregame show, the Beavers now are all locked in to try to win and go back to the College World Series. And again, time would fail to line everybody up that played a part in the heroics of yesterday's win. We could talk to Dax Whitney, we could talk to A.J. Hutchison or Kellen Oakes or Nelson Keljo or Wilson Weber or Bryce Hubbard or Dallas Macias, Ivo Arquette, and on we could go. But I was able to find Jacob Craig and A.J. Singer. Jacob, the 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run single to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth at 4, and then A.J. Singer with a walk-off base hit in the bottom of the 10th. They join me next. We'll hear from Mitch Canham as well as the Beavers try to win tonight here in Game 2 under the sun in Corvallis and head to Omaha. A lot to get to with Jacob and A.J. next on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The Rivalry Series is brought to you by Safeway Albertsons, Pacific Source Health Plans, your local Toyota dealers, and First Interstate Bank. The University of Oregon and Oregon State University want to thank each company for recognizing one of the longest-running sports rivalries in the nation. Ultimately, our student-athletes will benefit the greatest from their tremendous support. The Beavs and Ducks will continue carrying on their historic competitive tradition, going head-to-head across the season, bringing the Rivalry Series to life. Cheer on the Beavs this season to capture the Rivalry Series.
A grand slam for Gavin Turley.
A lot goes into Oregon State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Oregon's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Beaver Nation. Locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
It's time to give the home team the advantage. For all your homeowner needs, turn to the Beaver Home Team. Oregon Mutual Insurance and WaFed Bank are your local businesses that have teamed up to provide outstanding service for your local home needs. You can count on Oregon Mutual Insurance and WaFed Bank to help you score big for your home. Check out osubeavers.com/home team to see what the Beaver Home Team can do for you. Go local and go Beavs.
Back at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, Game 2 of the Super Regional. The Beavers trying to win and head to Omaha after one of the more thrilling, exciting games I've ever had the pleasure of being around yesterday, and I know all of Beaver Nation bears witness to that. We could line up a bunch of guys here and go one by one because there were so many heroes in the game. I'm honored to have two of them, Jacob Craig and A.J. Singer. We could get Bryce Hubbard here. We could get Dallas Macias here. We could get Wilson Weber here. We could get Kellen Oakes and Dax Whitney and a lot of guys, A.J. Hutchison here. But, guys, thanks for taking time just ahead of a hitters meeting I know you've got today to try to go out, attack a great pitcher, and win another game. Jacob, I want to start with you because what you did came first, and we'll get to A.J. in a moment. Have you had a bigger at-bat in your baseball life than that one yesterday?
No, I think that one takes the cake for sure.
And tell me about your mindset, the approach, what you were finally able to get to hit.
I mean, like you said, there's a lot of other heroes in the game. For me to have that opportunity to tie the game, I mean, I took a deep breath. I kind of listened to the crowd, and I just wanted to get it done and pass the sticks along to the next guy.
I want to get to the hit itself in a moment, but how big was Monday's 3-run homer against USC to kind of seal that, just in terms of your own confidence in a year that's been a little up and down for you? Are you getting the feel and everything back that you had earlier in the year?
Yeah, no, it definitely helped the confidence for sure. I've been working on a new swing, so it definitely feels good for it to pay off a little bit.
Jake, when you say working on the new swing, sometimes that's hard to do in the heat of the battle because you want to revert to things you've done your whole life. But what is the newness, and did you have that in play on that last swing?
Yeah, I did. So I've been working on a no stride swing, kind of get me on time to more pitches and less swing and miss, and it's worked so far.
And then the pitch you got to hit itself. You got runners in scoring position. The wild pitch was important because now you have a chance to tie it with one swing. But what did you see? I mean, that guy had good stuff. So what were you able to get to hit and pull right down to here, just a few feet from where we're conducting this interview?
I faced that guy twice. That was my second time facing him. The first time he threw me all sliders. So I was kind of guessing he was doing the same thing, the base open. And my numbers against sliders aren't good, so I kind of knew he was going to keep throwing it, and he kind of hung 2 strikes. So. And
you didn't miss it. And AJ Singer joining me as well. I'm going to get back to both of you guys in a moment. I'm going to ask you, AJ. You end up being the walk-off winner, but did you think Easton had won the game when he came up?
We were all out of the dugout thinking Easton hit another walk-off home run, so we were excited for that. But
what was the moment like, though, that whole bottom of the ninth? What you saw, you end up winning it in the next inning, but what you guys did to put yourself in that position, what was it like to kind of watch it unfold from the dugout? I know you had an at-bat too, but I mean, what was it like to be part of that?
Yeah, obviously I didn't participate much in the ninth. I think I grounded out, but it's good to watch those people. Like, we had 2 outs very early, and just to battle it back, whether it was AB after AB, pinch hit after pinch hit, and it was just cool to see them do that. And then Jacob come up with a big hit is huge for us, and it was awesome to see.
I want to ask both of you real quick about the team nature of the game. I'll start with you, Jacob, and that what happened in the bottom of the ninth was built on a lot of different guys, including Bryce Hubbard. How about that play? Their pitchers had not issued a walk the whole game, and he got one. What'd you think of that plate appearance?
Yeah, I mean, that was exactly what we needed him to do, get on base for the next guys to get him in, and it was awesome to see him come off the bench and do that.
Yeah. And AJ, in terms of that, what is this? Is that tell me everything I need to know, the Beaver Nation needs to know about how deep the team is and who can contribute?
Yeah, no, we're extremely deep, and I know every single person on that bench is itching to get an AB, so every time they get that opportunity, they're going to make the most of it, so we can always count on them.
AJ, do you project forward at all as an inning plays out? I mean, you see I have a double. You feel like, hey, this could come down to me getting a swing, which it did. I mean, kind of what was going through your mind as the bottom of the 10th played out?
As I think Webb got on first, TC looked at me and I was like, hey, me, you, let's do it. One of us do it. And TC had a beauty of a bunt swing. Arquette's a little slow, so he didn't get there in time. But then I looked at him, I was like, I got you, dude. Don't worry about it. And then I got my pitch and I executed.
That was a sweet moment. And Jacob, for you then, who had come through with a big hit the inning before to tie, what was the emotional level like and the chase down of AJ in right field after the hit?
I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that. I mean, that's what makes this game fun, is those moments like that, those big moments, and seeing your guy, leader on the team, do it like that. I mean, it was exciting.
It's still hard for me to even put in perspective but I know you guys are the ones who probably are the least surprised, just in terms of the degree of difficulty is pretty high at that point. So did you enjoy it last night? I know you got to attack the game today, but AJ, did you get to savor that a little and look at the highlights again and enjoy it again?
Yeah, we all got to savor that moment. I think we all enjoyed it together, and I think we turned the page pretty early because we have a job to finish. So I think we're ready for that today.
Let me ask you, Jacob, a little bit about what you're up against today. I know you fear no one, but this kid, Jamie Arnold, their lefty, what do you know about him, and what does your approach have to be?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good pitcher, has pitched well the whole year, but we're a great team also. I mean, we're kind of facing him head on, and we don't want it any other way. We want a tough matchup.
Well, guys, it was a real pleasure to watch. I want to ask you, AJ, last thing, as you take the field with Ethan Kleinschmidt. I know their lefty gets all the headlines and the draft talk. Ethan will have that a year from now. You believe in your lefty, don't you?
Absolutely. I think he's one of the most underrated in the country. He's been a solid Sunday starter, and I think he could be a Friday starter anywhere. So I think he's going to come out here and dominate like he always does, and we just need to put up some runs for him.
And I'll ask you both what it's like to play in front of Beaver Nation and just the loudness and the craziness of the crowd. Jacob, tell me a little bit about what that's meant to you, what it meant yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. I mean, that kind of what drives us to play the way we do with our energy, and I mean, you can't ask for much more from the fans, and it's so much fun.
And AJ, last thing for you, same thing. You want to go out, you want to celebrate with Beaver Nation and a trip to Omaha. So just what's your feeling and mood right now just ahead of this ball game today?
Oh, man, we're all focused. I think we're ready to get after it, and we're ready to compete, and hopefully that ends with us celebrating.
AJ, thank you. Jacob, thank you.
Thank you.
And AJ, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We'll get another one today, guys. Thanks a lot. That's Jacob Craig, AJ Singer, two of the many heroes from yesterday's thrilling 5-4 win in 10 that puts the Beavers on the verge of return to Omaha. More coming up on our pregame show after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Beaver fans, Oregon State's tradition of excellence is now a winning pairing with Willamette Valley Vineyards Classic Oregon Wine. As a proud wine partner of Oregon State Athletics, we invite you to join us at any of our locations for world-class Pinot Noir, Pacific Northwest-inspired cuisine, and one-of-a-kind events. Learn more and plan your visit at WVV.com. That's WVV.com. Go Beavs!
Weyerhaeuser has operated in Oregon since 1902 and is proud to support local organizations and invest in the future of our communities. This is our home, where hundreds of our employees live, work, and raise families. And we're excited to support Beaver Athletics and our many Oregon State alumni making a difference across the state, in our forest, in our mills, and in our communities. Learn more at WY.com. Go Beavs!
Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight. The official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, is Benny's Buddies member Faith the horse from Philomath. Faith enjoys galloping around with her mom Mallory and attending rodeos during the summer. Sign up your pet today at OSUBeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
Want to make a difference for Oregon State University students and alumni? It's as easy as becoming a member of the OSU Alumni Association. Whether you're an OSU graduate, a family member, or a big fan and believer, become a member today and get access to exclusive perks while supporting the university you love. Purchase a membership for yourself or as a gift at fororegonstate.org/join. That's fororegonstate.org/join.
We welcome you back into the McGrath Family Press Box. 87 degrees, 34% humidity at the moment in Tallahassee. Meanwhile, 82 degrees, but 82% humidity. The Beavers and Florida State coming up game 2 of the Corvallis Super Regional. Our Holland America line matchup history, one game, and the Beavers won it. They have a tough act to follow. The game itself, if the game were an entity, the game, a platonic archetype type of game. How we topped yesterday? Well, I don't know. The Beavers just, the way to top yesterday would be to win again and go to Omaha. The Holland America matchup history presented by Holland America. Discover cruise deals at hollandamerica.com. See more glaciers in Alaska with Holland America than any other cruise line. Book your Alaska vacation today at hollandamerica.com. And today's nutrition report comes from our friends at Wilbur Ellis. One of the biggest challenges facing elite athletes is finding ways to deal with the inflammation caused by the intense stress of competition. Our friends at Wilbur Ellis understand that this same concept applies to the plants they grow. Contact Wilbur Ellis to learn more about how seaweed extracts can be used to build up the immunity of your plant's health to deal with a variety of different environmental stresses. Coming up next, Jim Wilson and I will look at the starting lineups and the starting pitcher matchup. The Beavers will win away from their return to the College World Series for the first time since 2018. The lineup's coming up in our pregame show on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Pacific Office Automation is an official sponsor of Oregon State Athletics. Let us help you create your total office solution with copiers and printers, security systems and cameras, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, including carrier services, plus temperature sensing kiosks and more. The one source for all your office technology solutions. Go to pacificoffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Facing cancer requires comprehensive care and support. The Samaritan Cancer Program has board-certified providers who specialize in treating all cancer types. We have your care needs covered every step of the way. Beyond treatment, the Samaritan Cancer Program provides you with nutrition services, financial advocacy, emotional support, resources, and more. Join us in being healthier together, because your fight against cancer deserves the best. Visit samhealth.org/cancer.
At Builders First Source, we're proud to be the nation's largest supplier of home building materials with 14 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Our team is driven to deliver for our customers and help solve today's toughest challenges. We offer expert advice as you shop our extensive selection of lumber, siding, windows and doors, roof trusses, decking, and more for your next project. You can count on Builders First Source to minimize your build times, maximize efficiency, and deliver what you need when you need it. Go to BLDR.com to find a location near you.
From forestry, construction, material handling to trucking, no matter what industry you're in, Pape has the equipment and services to keep you moving. As a family-owned and operated business for 85 years, Pape is committed to providing consistent quality customer service. This commitment is what makes Pape the premier capital equipment provider in the West. Pape is a proud sponsor of OSU Athletics. Go Beavs!
Another huge crowd coming into Goss Stadium at Coleman Field ahead of the 6:06 first pitch. Yesterday, 4,378. We'll be in that neighborhood again today. And here's who all of the great fans in person, on TV, and those of you listening on the Beaver Sports Network, let's take a look at the lineups. For the visiting Oregon State Beavers, the visiting team in their own ballpark. Leading off in right field, Easton Toll. Ivo Arquette batting second at shortstop. Gavin Turley hitting third and left. Wilson Weber, the cleanup hitter and catching. Trent Caraway hitting fifth at third base. A.J. Singer batting sixth at second base. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter, Tice Peterson. Cannon Reeder hitting eighth in center field. Jacob Craig batting ninth at first base. And left-hander Ethan Kleinschmidt on the mound. That's the exact lineup used yesterday, save, of course, for the starting pitcher, Dax Whitney yesterday, Ethan Kleinschmidt tonight. For the Florida State Seminoles, under third-year head coach Link Jarrett. Leading off in right field, Gage Harrelson. Batting second at shortstop, Alex Lodis. Hitting third in center field, Max Williams. The cleanup hitter, he homered last night, the first baseman, Miles Bailey. Batting fifth at third base, Cal Fisher. Drew Farrow hitting sixth at second base. Brody DeLamalure batting seventh, the designated hitter. Jackson West hitting eighth and catching. Chase Williams batting ninth in left field. A couple of changes made by head coach Link Jarrett for his lineup with respect to the DH and the catcher. Jamie Arnold gets the start. 8-2, 3.12, and considered by some mock drafts to be a potential 1-1 guy. Perhaps the number one pitcher off the board, and certainly in the top 10, top 5 for 5 to 10, number one in one mock draft. Big Jim Wilson, as we get ready to see Jamie Arnold face Easton Toll here in a few minutes to open this ball game. What are your thoughts about the pitching matchup, which is brought to us as always by our friends at Seven Feathers Casino Resort?
All the focus has been on All-American Jamie Arnold, and well, it should be. You gave the numbers, and like you said, maybe the top pick in the entire draft. But not enough has been said about Ethan Kleinschmidt. 8-3, 3.7, 80 innings compared to 78 for Arnold, 95 strikeouts, 203 batting average against. Kleinschmidt's a good one, and Oregon State's got a guy that's going to run out there and give them a good effort tonight. So this is the pitching matchup is really the marquee piece of this ball game.
The pitching matchup brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort. Seven Feathers, your place to play. Head coach Mitch Canham next on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
It's been so long. How have you been?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Dave, why are you talking that way?
Please say 1 for a compliment or 2 for a question.
Yeah, this is weird. I think I'm going to go.
Talking with an automated phone tree can feel pretty ridiculous. That's why when you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll get a real person to answer all your important questions.
Pacific Source Health Plans? This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Find a plan at PacificSourceMembersFirst.com.
Hey Beaver Nation, here at Mr. Plywood we know what it means to build. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mr. Plywood goes beyond building decks, storage sheds, and fences. We help build the community. We offer family-style customer service with a friendly and knowledgeable staff that will help you with your next project. If you need hardwoods, plywood, fasteners, or help planning your next project, come down and pay us a visit. We would love to help you on your next project.
Welcome back into the Coach's Corner, Game 2 of the Corvallis Super Regional. The Beavers trying to win and go back to Omaha. We're joined by head coach Mitch Canham. Brought to you by the Beaver Home Team, Oregon Mutual Insurance, and WaFd Bank, teaming up locally to support their community. Proud sponsors of the home team. Go local and go Beavs. A bottom of the ninth rally, coach, for the ages, really, that as I've already talked with both A.J. Singer and Jacob Craig at one time, I felt like we could have lined up just a bunch of different guys to talk to them about their contributions. The pitchers, some great defensive work. What happened in that ninth inning, though, is really just the stuff of what your grit and your team is all about. So I'd be interested in your perspective now that you've had a little time to reflect. You're already on to try to win tonight, I get that. But when you look back at the sequence of events in the bottom of the ninth, what were some of the things that occurred to you about how that played out, how proud you were of your guys?
I think a lot of those events that happened weren't just what happened that day. It's the work that Jacob Craig has been putting in, constantly trying to perfect his swing and find the one that works for him. And not only find the swing, but also find the mentality, the approach in those moments to do it. I think of Bryce Hubbard for, going through, not playing a ton this year, and being able to control the moment and be ready to go on that 0-0 pitch where he fouled off, be ready to work the count and draw a walk. I think about Dallas Macias and his constant journey of finding a way to be ready and, like, in that moment, hammer a baseball over to the right side. So it wasn't just in the moment of guys being ready. I saw the mentality being created throughout the entirety of the season in the fall, so that when we were down in that moment, it wasn't the end of the world. And it wasn't, no one was thinking, I saw the stat posted, 0-12 in the ninth inning if we're trailing. Not one guy was thinking that in the dugout. And those that would think that don't belong in the dugout. And so it's really one of those things that it isn't just made up of just luck in the moment. It's been developing since day one when these guys get here, of being ready for moments like that. And even going into today, it's we're not looking at it like this is every game is the game. This is not you must. Every game is the most important one of the day. And so just like when things are, not going well, how we respond to it has been outstanding. But just like how when, if things go great, we also have to control it. So it's finding a way to stay in the middle, not trying to get too high, not trying to get too low. But dang, Mike, that was an emotional rally, that obviously, I don't know if anyone went to bed before midnight last night from the excitement.
It really was amazing, Mitch, and afterwards I could see Beaver Nation around town, family and friends, everybody's still buzzing and talking about the sequence of events. The ballpark was alive, too, and that plays a part, doesn't it? I mean, just that upsurge and that momentum you guys feed off, and I'm not saying that's why you won, but it looked to me like there was a connection with the fans' belief in you, your love and thankfulness to them, and just the energy in this whole place was off the charts. I've never really heard anything quite like it.
Yeah, the chants, the clapping, the stand, like just people on their feet, staying engaged with every pitch. And again, for everyone that's listening, remember that it goes so far with our guys and their belief. And also, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with other people too. Encourage other people to get excited. We all chose to be here for this moment, and these guys have worked incredibly hard to do it. So why not get out there? And I've seen some people having maybe a little too much fun, but if that's possible. But just the excitement that comes with it, and that's where more and more people trying to find ways to get in and see the game, and just like that today, walking around, I went over and watched my daughter's game, took my son shopping for a birthday present for his buddy, and just running into people in the store and stuff, and how excited they were, and everyone's wearing the Beaver uniform. So that's the part of the prayer that I'm so happy is coming to fruition, is that we're impacting people's lives in a very positive way. Our student athletes, our coaches, and our community in such a positive way. And that really is something that is the real goal, the excitement of Beaver baseball. Is these guys are superheroes. We said it since day one. We said it at the Diamond Dinner. And watching it really happen, the proof of being able to say it and then going out and doing it, is such an amazing feeling. And the gratitude for our Lord giving us this opportunity to go out and do it. Man, I couldn't be more grateful for the gifts God has given us.
Mitch, we've talked a lot about Jim Wilson and I after the game, and we'll have already today on this pregame show about the various heroes: Bryce Hubbard, Dallas Macias, Wilson Weber got it going, Iva Arquette in the bottom of the 10th, A.J. Singer. It goes on and on. So let's talk about today, and I know there's there should be a big fixation nationally on the guy Florida State's going to throw, and Jamie Arnold, and he's good. You can tell us about what you know about him and what you need to do with him. But I think you believe in your left-hander today, too. I
sure do, and I know everyone loves it when Kleinschmidt's on the mound. He has just been so steady Eddie for us all year long. The character piece, the stuff that he has on the mound, the way guys rally around him, I'm excited for that. And then, no doubt, Arnold is a phenomenal pitcher. He's put up great numbers all year. He's got a firm fastball, a little funky. Everyone says, a little bit of Cooper Jerpy-esque in there. It's loose. He can locate it all over the place. He's got a really good slider as well that he's got a ton of whiff from. Less hits than innings pitched by quite a few, and a lot more strikeouts than innings pitched by quite a few. He has so many different abilities to pitch, and the stuff is there, and that's something that we've been training for. I mean, we know throughout the season we've struggled against lefts, but yesterday, their guy also threw a really good ball game, a great pitcher, very competitive, and we just kind of continued to chip away and work, knowing that the game's not over until it's over. And I have a lot of faith in what our guys are capable of doing, especially when your confidence is high, when your mindset's in the right place. You're pretty close to being unstoppable. You have to at least have that confidence and the training to go into battle for these kind of things. And I do believe our guys have that capability, and I do believe they've had that training. So, there's also some areas that maybe we can exploit from Arnold, but, I don't want to give away any of the secrets, but at the same time, it's going out there and executing pitches. Anyone can be elite on a given day, and anyone can really struggle on a given day. But when trained and confident, you have more of a chance than ever to go out and execute at a high level.
Mitch, it's been a real amazing run and ride. I appreciate your time as always. I know Beaver Nation is all in, as you've already talked about. So thanks for the time. We look forward to the next time we do this being in another venue. I appreciate the time as always.
Thank you, Mike. And hey, you're moving around. Yeah. Excellent. Love seeing you back at it, brother. Go Beavs.
Thanks a lot, Mitch. Yeah, moving well, and those wins just help the healing process even more. It's great to be with you all. We've got the first pitch coming next. It's the Beavers trying to win Game 2 of the Super Regional and head on next to the Heartland and the promised land of Omaha. But first things first, it's the Beavers and Seminoles next. Thanks for joining us on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Pacific Power is proud to support Oregon State athletics by providing the safe, reliable energy that lights our campus, keeps our laptops charged, and powers opportunities every day. From the classroom to the weight room, from groundbreaking research labs to research stadium, Pacific Power is always there to help propel our students and our community forward. Pacific Power, powering your greatness. Let's go Beavs!
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
On the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hurley hammers it. There's your 11-10 on its way. So long. Comes to the plate, swung on and missed. Strike 3. The inning is over. Drive to right center field. Temesbury going back, looking up, on its way. So long.
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Oregon State Credit Union, the official credit union of OSU Athletics. Safeway. Stop into Safeway, your exclusive grocery partner of Oregon State Athletics. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts. And by Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved. PacificOffice.com. Play ball! Now let's get ready for the first pitch.
Game 2, the Corvallis Super Regional. Mike Parker and Big Jim Wilson. That's who we are here in the McGrath Family Press Box. We want to pause and let all of our network stations identify themselves. So let's do that now, just ahead of the first pitch. Jamie Arnold to Easton Talt. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Left-hander Jamie Arnold loosening up under the sun. 87 degrees, 34% humidity, and Big Jim Wilson, breezes blowing out. And let's get to batting practice that you were able to kind of home in on, look in on, and the Beavers' approach and getting ready for Jamie Arnold, and how the conditions played at least an hour or so ago. The Beavers, the visiting team, Easton Talt, Ivo Arquette, and Gavin Turley coming up against Jamie Arnold.
Oh, yeah, batting practice. The ball was sailing out of this place to right center, even right center. As far over as the Bi-Mart sign, and which is almost at center field. But ball's really carrying to right field. And I will say the Beavers did an excellent job of stayed inside of everything. They really stayed inside the ball in batting practice. I can't remember so many balls sailing out to right field.
Easton Talt will step in against Jamie Arnold in Game 2 of the Corvallis Super Regional, about to get underway with the anticipation building before what's already been announced as an all-time Goss Stadium at Coleman Field record, 4,408, the largest crowd in Goss Stadium at Coleman Field history going back to 1999. Easton Talt steps in against Jamie Arnold, and here we go. The left-hander to the plate with a Cooper Jerpy type slot, and delivers a fastball for a strike, and we're underway. 0-1 to Easton, standing in at 270. 7 homers, 35 runs batted in, 1 for 5, a bunt single last night. The strike one fastball in there for strike 2. And make no mistake, Jimmy, this is an excellent pitcher and a strike thrower.
Yeah, and with good movement. And he's got a little trick. I mean, his arm angle is a bit of a, it's not normal, so to speak, and you got all that.
Strike 2 pitch is swung out and missed. So in terms of the start that Jamie Arnold wanted to provide for the Seminoles, who need to win to keep their season alive, a 3-pitch punch-out is a good step in that direction. And the stuff looks good. The angle looks tough. Ivar Arquette, the batter. The Beavers are in for a fight against a really good arm tonight.
He threw him 3 straight fastballs, but it's not like that. The first one was just a sort of, okay, here we go, first pitch of the game. The second one, outside corner to the left-handed hitter. And the third one, 95, 3 miles an hour better.
Arquette slices one down the right field line in the corner, past the Pat Casey number 5 jersey, beyond Casey corner. No balls and a strike. I'm not sure what happened down there, but the right fielder, Gage Harrelson, went over and tossed the ball into the stands, but something elicited a round of applause from some folks here as part of this record crowd. Jamie Arnold back to the plate. The strike 1 pitch is, of all things, strike 2. 5 pitches, 5 strikes.
And at 95. I mean, he started warm-ups 92-ish, first pitch 93, and then it's been 95.
The strike 2 pitch to Ivar Arquette. Off speed, pulled into the Beaver dugout, and a good job by Ivar to spoil a really good pitch. That's the Cooper Jerpy comp is a good one. We can see the slot, but I've been told by coaches that right now Jamie Arnold with the slider has that a little bit more mastered than Cooper at a similar stage in his career. Ground ball back up the middle and into center field. Base hit for Ivar Arquette. And Jimmy, I'm not sure there's a better way to deal with a guy as good as Jamie Arnold than to take it right back up the middle as Arquette did. Base hit for Ivar. Gavin Turley, the batter.
Yeah, this was a fastball, but it was inner third, and Arquette did a really good job. But Arquette likes to pull the ball. I mean, he wears the 6-hole out. But like I said, these guys worked really hard today on staying inside the ball, and it was that inside-out approach that got him that base hit up the middle.
Gavin Turley, the batter, just getting underway. Game 2 of the Corvallis Super Regional. Gavin went 1 for 5. The Beavers had 13 hits last night. The first pitch to Gavin misses high and away, and that's the first ball that the left-hander Jamie Arnold has thrown. He's a young man out of Tampa, Florida, in Jesuit High School, and is steadily, after a mediocre sort of freshman year, has been a force the last 2 years, including here where many are talking about him being the number 1 overall pitcher taken off the board. He delivers a slider for a strike to Turley, and the count 1-1. Gavin, 348, 18 homers, 64 runs batted in. Arnold, a quick worker, getting his sign from Jackson West, comes to the plate. Fastball swung on and missed, and Gavin down in the count, 1-2. Again, Jamie Arnold, 8-2, 3.12, 78 innings coming in with 110 strikeouts. He's hit 14 batters, walked only 26. He has allowed 7 home runs. Teams have hit 206 against him. Arquette at first, 1 out. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3, and Turley is gone swinging. Wilson Weber will be the batter. Gavin struck out 3 times last night. He did get a base hit in the 10th that helped to fuel the Beavers' rally to win before the A.J. Singer heroics Wilson Weber had a huge game, and he comes to the plate now.
Yeah, those two fastballs that Turley swung and missed at, I think they're on, if they're strikes, they're high strikes, and maybe they're out of the zone high. But
Weber,
those are good pitches to hit. I mean, I like him swinging at those.
Okay. Weber takes high and away, ball one. Want to know why?
Because the ball's up and out over the plate.
And
I mean, it's not down and in. This guy works hard down and in, and yeah.
Arquette at first, the 1-0 pitch is outside, ball two, and I think what you also with Turley swinging at it is if it is out and away, Turley has power and can get it up into that one tunnel too.
Absolutely. He hit more balls than anybody out in right field today.
Arquette goes. The 2-0 pitch is a strike. The throw to second is not in time. Iva Arquette with his 7th stolen base of the year in 8 attempts. The Beavers haven't run much this year. It's only their 32nd steal, but that stolen base is brought to you by Steel. Steel is a proud sponsor of Beaver Baseball. Visit steeldealers.com and go Beavs. And now Wilson Weber has a chance to drive in a run. He swings at a fastball, riding up and in on him, and hits it foul to the right and out of play. That was a better pitch, and the count now 2-2.
Nice job by Iva Arquette. He went just first movement. It looked like Arnold just sort of fell in that rhythm, fell asleep. And the minute he lifted that leg, Arquette was gone.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Arquette at second. The 2-2 pitch is lined into left field, base hit. Iva Arquette will score. Wilson Weber comes through again. The Beavers lead it 1-0.
You replay the inning and the stolen base ends up getting you the run. It's 2 hits, of course. This is a slider that was coming in on Wilson. It got in on his hands, but it was up a little bit. And that's what he was able just to get enough of it and get through it for the base hit.
Well, against a guy that has certainly earned all of the plaudits and the talk that he has commanded for his amazing career at Florida State, it feels pretty big that the Beavers have a run early on him. He delivers a strike off speed to Trent Carraway, 0-1 the count. Wilson Weber with his 57th run batted in, 1-0 Beavers. The quick working Arnold back to the plate. The strike one pitch rolled slowly foul. This guy does work quickly in the count 0-2, but because of that, Arquette, a wily high IQ player, took advantage of it to get the bag.
Yeah, no question about it. He just took the gamble that, look, this guy's in a rhythm. He's just basically set, look, go, set, look, go. And as soon as you get to that look part, you go.
The strike 2 pitch to Trent Carraway, pounded foul at the plate. The Beavers occupying their own dugout on the third base side, the Gary Baker dugout, although the visitors are on top, 1-0 in the top of the first inning. Wilson Weber held on by Miles Bailey. 0-2 to Trent Carraway, 1-0 Beavers. The strike 2 pitch up and away, ball 1. Jamie Arnold and Jackson West, the battery for the Seminoles. Miles Bailey at first, Drew Farrow at second, Alex Lodis at short, Cal Fisher at third, Chase Williams, the People's Choice out in left, Max Williams in center, Gage Harrelson in right. Fastball fouled back. Pretty good swing by Carraway to hang in there. 1-2 the count.
Right on that fastball. That ball was probably bottom of the zone, maybe just knee high, but right out over the middle, and Carraway had a nice swing.
The Beavers with a run here in the top of the first inning. And now Trent Carraway with a count of 1-2, trying to find something he can handle from Jamie Arnold. The pitch from Jamie misses outside, off speed, ball 2-2.
I think that's the third changeup he's thrown. He does have good deception with that, coming in around 85 miles an hour.
Fast one's been up to 95, a hard slider. The 2-2 pitch taken down and away, ball 3. Good take by Trent. Now, Arnold tried to help the home plate umpire Brian Marine by hopping off the mound and taking a step or two towards the dugout on the first base side. Marine wasn't buying it. Darren Hyman, the first base umpire, Avero January at second, Dave Susi at third. Weber ready to go. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit foul into Urchin Alley beyond the Omaha room. The count remains 3-2.
Weber needs to quit jumping around and go.
Right.
I mean, he needs to go. I mean, as soon as he knows he's coming in, he hasn't seen the move yet, but
I agree. He needs to because of a possible gap.
It might be a play at the plate.
3-2, 2 down. Weber goes. 3 ball 4. Tremendous at-bat by Trent Carraway. He was down in the count 0-2. He works ball 4 and brings A.J. Singer to the plate.
Nice job by Trent. That's really hard. Sometimes you got to be strong to check your swing like that. He had a lot of energy going, and it looks like Mr. Posey's going to go out and have a talk with his ace.
The ace has thrown 25 pitches here.
25 got you through 3 yesterday.
Yeah. Joey Vellini was really economical.
After 3
really
innings, he was in the 20s.
Yeah.
7 in the first, I know that. 8 in the second, I believe.
Micah Posey, the pitching coach, out. No relation to a former big-time award-winning player for the Seminoles. Micah Posey, no relation, but Buster. How about Buster Posey's credits through his 12-year career in the big leagues for one, Jimmy? A National League MVP in 2012, the former Seminole who began his Florida State career as a shortstop in 2006. Mike Martin Jr., the son of the legendary 40-year coach Mike Martin, said, "Dad, why don't we move Buster to catcher?" And the rest is great history. Golden Spikes Award winner, Dick Hauser Trophy, Brooks Wallace Award, all 3 in the year of 2008. Micah Posey, no relation, but it's nice to be able to bring up one of the great names in college baseball history in the outstanding program that is Florida State. The Beavers lead it 1-0. A.J. Singer, the batter, 2 on, 2 out. A.J. takes high, ball 1, 1-0. And every pitch matters now in terms of ramping that pitch count up.
Certainly does. Yesterday, that was a big problem. It was a problem for Oregon State, and it was a bright spot for the Seminoles.
1-0 Beavers in the first. The 1-0 pitch to A.J. swung on and fouled back. 1-1 the count. In the inning, Easton Talt struck out on 3 pitches, but then Iva Arquette, a ground single up the middle. Gavin Turley struck out, but after Arquette stole second, Wilson Weber punched a base hit to left to score Iva. A walk to Carraway. 2 on, 2 out, a run in. The 1-1 pitch to A.J. up and away. Ball 2, 2-1. Tice Peterson, the on-deck hitter.
Oregon State appears to have a good approach. I mean, they're swinging at the right pitches and taking the balls.
Wilson Weber at second, Trent Carraway at first. The 2-1 pitch. Singer, a fly ball to right center field. Harrelson and Max Williams on the move. It's the right fielder, Gage Harrelson, just shy of the warning track to make the catch and retire the side. But that's a very good start for the Beavers in their quest to win and go to Omaha. In that, they extend the brilliant starter, and there's no question that he is, the left-hander Jamie Arnold, to a high pitch count in that first inning, 29 pitches, and they get a run on 2 hits. They leave 2, and at the end of half an inning, the Beavers won. The Seminoles coming up on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Celebrating 25 years in business, the Barbers continue to offer a great old-fashioned barbershop experience. The Barbers understand excellent customer service and the unique grooming needs for all men. A great cut at a great price from the most experienced barbers around. Come in and enjoy a hot lather neck shave, beard trim, as well as a refreshing shampoo and scalp massage. Book same-day appointments now online by visiting thebarbersonline.com. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with the tools and services to make running your business smooth and easy. WaFd Bank is here to help make it happen with options like credit cards, term loans, lines of credit, and cash flow tools like FinSync, so you get paid in hours, not weeks. It's never been easier to get the funding and tools you need to grow your business and meet your goals. Take on the new year with a best bank. Visit wafedbank.com or your local branch and find out why they were awarded Best Bank by Newsweek 3 years in a row. Member FDIC, loans subject to credit approval.
And for all the right reasons, Jamie Arnold to 29 pitches, and even better, not only do they extend him, they get a run on him right out of the chute. Yesterday it took a little while. Florida State's approach was very impressive with Dax Whitney, but it did take a little bit. They scored a run in the second inning. Dax was really having to work for everything and ended up going 4 2/3, allowing 4 hits and a run, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. But a lot of pitches through that top of the first inning. The Beavers showed a good approach, as you mentioned, Jimmy, and now Ethan Kleinschmidt with a 1-0 lead goes to work against Gage Harrelson, Alex Lodice, and Max Williams in the bottom of the first inning under the 87-degree sun and record crowd looking on, 4,408. Ethan ready, the pitch to Harrelson. Just outside, ball one. Gage, 335, 5 homers, 40 runs batted in, 1 for 3, and drew 2 walks yesterday. He too showed a disciplined approach, a command of the strike zone. Kleinschmidt's 1-0 pitch. Harrelson takes a strike at 92. The count 1-1. These are a couple of pretty impressive left-handers, Jim. Ethan kind of just getting going in his D1 career as a sophomore out of Lynn Benton. The 1-1 pitch just outside on the off-speed delivery, ball 2-1. And Jamie Arnold has been building up in his career steadily to being a top 5 draft pick out of Florida State. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the first. Ethan's 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. Good off-speed action from Ethan.
79-mile-an-hour changeup from Kleinschmidt, and Harrelson was way out front.
To the left-hand hitting Harrelson. Right-hand hitting Alex Lodice, a 401 hitter on deck. Kleinschmidt's 2-2 pitch, punched back of third, backhanded by Caraway. One hops it over, it takes a second hop, and Craig stretches out just in time for the out. 2 down. I thought he was aiming for the one hopper, but it ended up getting the job done on 2 hops thanks to Big Jacob, Jim, and the stretch. Jacob needed all of his 6'5 frame to backhand it for the out.
Looked like that ball kind of surprised Trent Caraway at third base, and he made a good play on the ball. He really did, but his feet weren't ready for him to field the ball when he did, and that's what made the play even a little tougher.
Alex Lodice, the hitter, and a great hitter. And he swings at the first pitch and slices it to deep right field, slicing in the corner. Foul. No balls and 1 strike, but a good swing by Lodice, just a tad late. He has 17 homers, 67 runs batted in to go with his 401 average. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the first inning. 1 out, nobody on. The wind blowing pretty hard towards now straight away right. The strike 1 fastball just outside. The count 1-1. Kleinschmidt and Wilson Weber the battery. Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Iva Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third, Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Tolt in right. Ethan's 1-1 pitch. Fastball running up and in on the right-hand hitter. Swung on and missed by Lodice, in the count 1-2.
Still trying to figure out what Wilson Weber was doing on the strike 1 pitch. He set up a good 1.5 feet outside. I just have never really seen him do that.
1-2 the count to Lodice. Kleinschmidt to the plate. Swung on and hit foul off to the right and out of play beyond the Omaha room. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Roxy Bernstein working next door on the broadcast last night. They espied the ESPN2 crew. Pat Casey sitting in the stands. Devin Travis, a former Seminole, and Roxy. The
Not an easy find.
1-2 pitch in the turf ball, too. You're right. He does move stealthily.
The Phantom.
But it was nice to be able to see Pat sitting right behind the Beaver dugout with his family and a big smile on his face as the Beavers mounted that amazing rally. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball punched foul. And Ethan doing a pretty good job riding that fast one up and in on the right-hand hitting Lodice. 2-2, it remains to Alex.
Some tremendous power numbers for a guy, 6'1", 190, I believe he's listed.
2 balls and 2 strikes. He, like Ivo, one of the finalists for the Shortstop of the Year award, takes high, ball 3. 3-2 from Kleinschmidt. Ethan 8-3, 3.70. His 16th appearance and start, 80 1/3, 58 hits, 30 walks, 95 strikeouts, a batting average against of 203. Not shabby numbers either compared with the great Jamie Arnold. The 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, strike 3, and another fastball running up and in on the right-hand hitting Alex Lodice. 2 down, and Max Williams the batter.
You know, as a competitor, put yourself in Ethan Kleinschmidt's situation. Ever since the regional was announced, it was Jamie Arnold. Granted, he earned it, all that, but you're the other guy, and it's not a bad place to be.
Ethan Kleinschmidt, 2 down, nobody on, facing another left-hand hitter, and Max Williams starts him with a slider a little outside, ball 1. Max hitting from the left side at .311, 18 homers, 50 runs batted in. Williams 1 for 5 with an RBI yesterday. Florida State played a great baseball game yesterday. There's no question. The 1-0 fastball just outside, ball 2. 2-0. Jimmy, you talked about 3 2-out hits for runs to push the lead to 4-1. They had 3 clutch 2-out hits in helping to score their runs, and they did also have a solo homer, but the other runs on 2-out hits. Fastball to strike, and the count 2-1. The Beavers, meanwhile, got 3 2-out hits in 1 inning to tie it. But Florida State, I thought, clutched up.
They played
throughout.
a good game.
Yeah.
If they look back and things, obviously the way it ended with the pitching, whatever decisions you made, but in each one of those,
the 2-1 pitch sails outside on Ethan, ball 3.
On each one of those 2-out hits that they scored runs on, the Beavers recorded outs on the bases, and that was 3 different chances with people in scoring position that they took away from themselves
to keep the inning going. Yeah, that's a good point. 3-1, 2 down, 1-0 Beavers. The 3-1 pitch swung on and fouled back on a good fastball to the left-hander, and now it's 3-2, 2 down. The Beavers scoring a run off Jamie Arnold in the top of the first. Ethan looking for a scoreless bottom half.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull a string against Williams right here.
3-2 the count to Max, a power hitter with 18 jacks on the year and the wind blowing to right. Ethan kicks and comes with a 3-2 pitch. Fastball got him swinging, and the inning is over.
Like I said, Mike.
He didn't pull the string. He challenged Williams and strikes him out with a good fastball. Kleinschmidt retires the side in order with 2 punch-outs. And at the end of 1 in Game 2 of the Corvallis Super Regional, the Beavers won, the Seminoles nothing. On the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
At Builders First Source, we're proud to be the nation's largest supplier of home building materials with 14 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Our team is driven to deliver for our customers and help solve today's toughest challenges. We offer expert advice as you shop our extensive selection of lumber, siding, windows and doors, roof trusses, decking, and more for your next project. You can count on Builders First Source to minimize your build times, maximize efficiency, and deliver what you need when you need it. Go to BLDR.com to find a location near you.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Pacific Source Health Plans, with plans for individuals, families, employers, and Medicare eligibles. Pacific Source does what's right, not just what's required. And Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Umpqua Dairy, a Northwest favorite since 1931. We go to the second, 1-0 Beavers. A record crowd has already been announced. There are no more tickets being sold, and thus Aaron Meisel, the director of ticket operations, came by with a number in the top of the first inning, namely 4,408. A Goss Stadium at Coleman Field record. And, again, mentioning the legacy of Pat Casey and looking at this full house and looking at the anticipation building, and I think just listening and watching the community last night following the Beavers' victory 5-4 in such dramatic fashion. The whole town was abuzz all last evening and all day long today, as Mitch Canham said earlier. Tice Peterson swings at the first pitch and doesn't get it from Jamie Arnold. The strike one fastball off the mid of the catcher, Jackson West, to the backstop. The count 1-1, and I've been receiving texts from friends who were watching and listening from all over Beaver Nation, just saying what an incredible game and maybe their favorite Beaver win ever. Now, the 1-1 pitch is just outside ball 2. I understand the immediacy of the moment. Arkansas Game 2 still looms large. 20:06, Tyler Graham is there, and the Beavers brought home their first. There's others I can think of to measure against it, but last night's, Jim, is on a short list. The pitch to Peterson swung on and missed, and the count 2-2.
Yeah, part of any great event, great game type of talk, the stakes has to be part of it.
The 2-2 pitch from Jamie Arnold to Tice Peterson is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Jamie Arnold, 29 pitches in the first inning. The Beavers really competed, but this kid will continue to. He may get a whole bunch of punch-outs. Jimmy, tell us about his numbers last week against Mississippi State in terms of the strikeouts, but also how long Lick Jarrett went with him.
Yeah, that was his most pitches by far, 119 pitches he threw against Mississippi State in the regional. 106 was his previous high. He went 7 innings, gave up only 5 hits, but 3 runs and 13 punch-outs.
Cannon Reeder, the batter, takes a breaking ball down and in. Ball 1-0. 1-0 Beavers, top of the second inning. Cannon starting in center field. Reeder last night went 1 for 3, struck out a couple of times. Has cooled off after a really white-hot stretch, but trying to get hot again. He whacks one into left field, base hit. Chase Williams, a bit of an adventure in left field last night, goes down to a knee to make sure it doesn't get through the wickets. And Cannon Reeder, a 1-out single, and the Beavers with their 3rd hit. A nice swing right on it, Jimmy. And Jacob Craig, one of the many heroes, but as big as anyone, last night with a 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run single to tie, comes to the plate.
That was one of Reeder's better swings, not only going back all the way to the regional. I mean, fastball, he was on it. He just looked really good swinging at that pitch.
Jacob Craig, 245, 13 homers, 45 runs batted in. The 2 biggest home runs of his RBIs of his career, without question, last night. He swings and misses at the off-speed delivery from the left-hander Jamie Arnold. 0-1 the count. 1 out, Reeder aboard. The strike 1 pitch. Jacob checks his swing on appeal. No, says first base umpire Darren Hyman. It was close, and the count 1-1.
Interesting. He being Arnold, he started Craig with a first pitch changeup, and sometimes I think, gosh, I haven't even seen your fastball yet. I mean,
the 1-1 pitch, a ground ball wide of third and through into left field for a base hit. Chase Williams gets that one back in. Cal Fisher moving to his left, I think, thought he was going to nab that ball and have a play, but the ball scooted under. Back-to-back base hits, 2 on, 1 out, and Easton Tolt, the batter.
I really couldn't figure out exactly what Cal Fisher was doing exactly. Did he think that he had it, or did he just not get to it? I mean, it looked as if that he didn't get to it, and then I watched his action, and it's like he thought I don't know, it looked really funny.
Back-to-back base hits for the Beavers. 4 hits already off the estimable Jamie Arnold. And now Easton Tolt, the batter, first and second, 1 out. The pitch on the way to Easton, a little high and away, ball 1. Now you're saying the first baseman's positioning is catching your eye?
Yes, there's a man on second base, and so if he drives the ball past the first baseman, I mean, the Beavers are going to score a run. Yeah. And if he's taken away a bunt with 1 out.
The 1-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 1-1.
Now, we've seen Easton Tolt bunt with 1 out in a situation like this. But if the first baseman's playing there, yesterday it was like, go ahead, type of thing. Mm-hmm. Today they're taking the bunt away from him, but I think they're surrendering a little space down there.
Cannon Reeder at second, Jacob Craig first. Tolt fouls one away towards Waldo Hall to the left and out of play. 1-2 in this left-on-left matchup. Iva Arquette on deck, and now the first baseman, Miles Bailey, playing the bunt possibility, now moves back into conventional positioning behind Jacob Craig at first.
This is a tough matchup, lefty-lefty for Tolt. This guy, he's got to put away slider, and that really is the problem.
The 1-2 pitch on the way to Easton. He gets a piece of it on the slider to stay alive. Good job by Tolt. It is a heck of a difficult matchup, but good on Easton to keep the at-bat alive, run the pitch count up. 1-2, Iva Arquette on deck. 1-0 Beavers in the second.
If I'm not mistaken, early in the season, I don't know, maybe it was against San Diego when Tolt hit the walk-off home run. I think that was lefty-lefty.
1-2 the count. Jamie Arnold to the plate. Breaking ball, check, swing, no swing, says third base umpire Dave Susie. Back-to-back attempts to put Easton away with the slider. And Easton still up there, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 out. 1-0 Beavers in the second.
That's encouraging. The slider, it was a strikeout type chase pitch, and he wouldn't do it.
Iva Arquette waiting. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Now he chases the slider the third time around. Strike 3. So that is such a good pitch for Arnold that He throws it, and throws it again and gets his man. 2 down. Now the right-hand hitting Iva Arquette to the plate, who singled up the middle and scored a run last inning.
And it'll be a streak of right-handers till it comes back to Tall. Beavers with 8 right-handed bats in the lineup today.
4 strikeouts for Arnold. The pitch to Arquette just misses down and in. Arnold wanted that. He kind of peered in with a double take after the pitch was received by Jackson West. 1-0 the count. Cannon Reeder at second, Jacob Craig at first. The 1-0 pitch to Iva. That is in there for a strike, and the count 1-1.
Slider. This one was more of a sweeping slider early in the count, trying to get it in the zone for a strike, as opposed to that 2-strike slider that he wants to bury.
The 1-1 pitch to Arquette. That's in there for strike 2. Fastball. Good pitch. The kid, he's a quick worker. He's got a plan, and he wants to execute it in a hurry. With 1 out, back-to-back singles from Cannon Reeder and Jacob Craig. Now with 2 down, 1-0 Beavers in the second. 1-2 to Arquette. Change is just outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Good pitch, good take.
Yeah, good matchup.
Yeah.
A couple of real good baseball players going at it right here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. 1-0 Beavers in the top of the second. The 2-2 pitch, a ground ball right at the second baseman for Rowe. He tosses to first. Good positioning by Drew, and the Beavers leave 2 more. They've left 4 and 2, but they also have 4 hits, a good sign against one of the best pitchers in America. However, the left-hander Jamie Arnold puts up a 0, and at the end of 1.5, the Beavers 1, Florida State 0 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey Beaver fans, Oregon State's tradition of excellence is now a winning pairing with Willamette Valley Vineyards Classic Oregon Wine. As a proud wine partner of Oregon State Athletics, we invite you to join us at any of our locations for world-class Pinot Noir, Pacific Northwest-inspired cuisine, and one-of-a-kind events. Learn more and plan your visit at WVV.com. That's WVV.com. Go Beavs!
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Oregon State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
A nice photo opportunity behind the Florida State Seminoles dugout on the first base side as I see football coaches Will Heck and Ryan Gunderson posing for a photo here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field as we go to the bottom of the second inning. The Beavers leading the Seminoles 1-0. Ethan Kleinschmidt to face the left-hand hitting Miles Bailey, who rocketed one into the right field bleachers last night. He takes low and in from Ethan here. Ball 1. That was Miles Bailey's 18th homer of the season. Ethan Kleinschmidt struck out 2 and retired the side in order in the first. Misses high. Ball 2, 2-0. 50 pitches thus far through 2 innings for his counterpart, Jamie Arnold. Ethan Kleinschmidt about to make his 22nd pitch. And it's looped down the left field line, foul. Punching it the other way is Miles Bailey. 2 balls and a strike, a 19-pitch first inning for Ethan Kleinschmidt in retiring the Seminoles in order.
Bailey listed at 6'4", 257. He's a true freshman, hometown kid from Tallahassee. Numbers are real solid. 325, 18 homers, and 54 RBIs.
2-1 to the left-hand hitting Bailey. Open stance, strong kid, and he showed tremendous power with the home run off Keljo last night. Fastball taken for a strike. and the count 2-2.
Yeah, go from 2-0 to 2-2 in a hurry, just with a couple of fastballs.
The Beaver outfield straight away and not terribly deep. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind's continuing to blow out towards right. The 2-2 pitch, a check swing, and swing, says home plate umpire Brian Marine, without recourse to help. He rings up Miles Bailey of his own accord. 1 away in the second, 3 straight strikeouts for Ethan Kleinschmidt, and the right-hand hitting Cal Fisher will come to the plate.
I did like it as a hitter. I would usually say something to the umpire on that. I'm not certain that he went. I think he should have checked on that. He did. There was a lot of action there, but that doesn't necessarily mean. But I would always tell him, aren't you supposed to watch the ball? You know what I mean? You watch the ball. Let's let that other guy take care of that.
Breaking ball in there for a strike to Cal Fisher. You're spoken as a true great hitter that you were, Jimmy, kind of having the hitters back, at least in that, what we just saw unfold. I hear what you're saying. 1 out, nobody on, 1-0 Beavers in the second. Fisher, a ground ball at second baseman Singer. Kind of a tricky hop, and A.J. gets on top of it, throws to first for out number 2. Drew Farreau will be the batter. The degree of difficulty wasn't high, but I did feel the hop wasn't quite as true or what A.J. was expecting, and he made it look easy. 2 down.
Yeah, working on the artificial surface, you know you're going to get a true hop. So what he did was he jumped out of the way to field it on the side, as opposed, because it was going to tie him up if he kept it in the center of his body.
Smart play by A.J. 2 down, nobody on. First pitch to the right-hand hitting Drew Farreau. In this case, Drew is a switch hitter batting from the right side. Foul to the right and out of play. 0-1 to Farreau. 307, 16 homers, 51 runs batted in. 1 for 4. Scored 2 runs in last night's ball game. Kleinschmidt back to the plate. Good fastball. Foul back. That pitch, Jimmy, on the right-handed hitters is riding a lot up and in.
Yeah, and he's also getting some of that to on the left side. I mean, his ability to pitch in out of the middle of the plate just completely tied up Farreau.
1-0 Beavers, bottom of the second. The strike 2 pitch to Drew Farreau. Tap slowly, foul. Back of the plate on a change. And a good job by Farreau to get a piece of it. That was something we said last night often, Jim. Good job by Farreau. Good job by Fisher. Good job by Harrelson. They fouled off a lot of pitches. They ran pitch counts up. They have a good approach.
And still struck out 15 times. I mean,
Right.
Really. I mean, it was almost like a conundrum. We're saying, gosh, are we really saying that they're disciplined in their plate?
They are. The strike 2 pitch is a base hit towards the gap in right center field. Cannon Reeder chases it down, slides into the play. Rounding first is Farreau on his way for 2 and goes in standing. That's a good piece of hitting. And, yeah, we were really saying it because it's really true. This is a good hitting club. And Farreau down in the count 0-2. Goes the other way for a double into the gap in right center field. The tying run in scoring position for the freshman designated hitter, Brody DeLamalure.
DeLamalure's been in their platoon. He has been the DH against left-handers, and he had a big hit last night. Just a little dribble to the right side, but it drove in a run.
DeLamalure at the plate, cousin of Joe, the Pro Football Hall of Famer. DeLamalure, the designated hitter, starting for the 25th time, trying to get the Seminoles even. He pounds one foul.
Yep.
The home plate umpire was a little late in saying foul ball, but he does throw the arms in the air. Dead ball foul off the front foot of Brody DeLamalure. 0-1 the count. Brody 252, 6 homers, 20 runs batted in. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the second. A 2-out double for Drew Farreau.
DeLamalure, true freshman. The other freshman in the lineup is Bailey, the first baseman.
Ethan Kleinschmidt reading Wilson Weber. DeLamalure out of St. Augustine, Florida, swings and taps the change foul at the plate, and he's down in the count. 0-2.
Kleinschmidt has actually been better with his change so far. I mean, it's a young game than he has with his slider. Fastball's been consistent, but the changes has been his number 2 pitch thus far.
0-2 the count to Brody DeLamalure. Drew Farreau at second, 2 down. The strike 2 pitch. Fastball swung out and missed. Strike 3 to retire the side with a punch out again. 2 more strikeouts for Ethan Kleinschmidt. A 2-out double for Drew Farreau. He's left stranded at second. And at the end of 2 in the Super Regional game 2, with the Beavers trying to win and go to Omaha. The Beavers 1, the Seminoles nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, Beaver fans. Holt Ag Solutions is proud to be your premier dealer for top tractor brands like Massey Ferguson, Fendt, and more right here in Oregon. With expert technicians and quality parts, we are here to support your operation from start to finish. Stop by any of our Oregon locations to see the latest models from Fendt, Massey Ferguson, and all your favorite ag brands at Holt Ag Solutions. Or call 888-HOLT-006 to talk with one of our ag experts today.
Relax and unwind at Seven Feathers Casino Resort.
Whether you're staying overnight in their award-winning hotel or lounging in your RV at their top-rated RV resort, all of their amazing amenities are available to you.
Dine at the new Cow Creek Marketplace, Cow Creek Restaurant, or K-Bar Steakhouse.
Pamper yourself with a massage, facial, pedicure, or all free at River Rock Spa.
There's something for everyone at Seven Feathers Casino Resort, I-5, exit 99 in Canyonville. Your place to play. Proudly owned and operated by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
At BECU, it's a member-owned, not-for-profit credit union, and they're proud to support Oregon State athletics. They put their members' best interest first. BECU, power in people, insured by NCAA. Membership required. Restrictions apply. And all saves this year are presented by WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank, you deserve a best bank. No save in last night's ball game. Kellen Oaks came in and pitched himself to a win. Now 4-0 on the year. The Beavers leading 1-0 as we go to the top of the third inning against left-hander Jamie Arnold. The Beavers have done a nice job battling him. He has struck out 4, but he's made 50 pitches through 2. Ethan Kleinschmidt 33 by contrast. Gavin Turley, after striking out in his first at-bat, shows bunts it foul. The count 0-1.
He has showed that a couple of times, and I think you've asked me, is he serious about that? And maybe the answer is yes.
He was trying to bunt for a hit there with the third baseman, Cal Fisher, deep and near the line. No balls and a strike to Gavin. An infield single last night to help fuel the Beavers to the victory. The changeup swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. Jamie Arnold ahead of Gavin, who struck out 3 times last night, fanned in his first at-bat today. Wilson Weber on deck, Trent Caraway to follow. Arnold's strike 2 pitch, down and in. Good
in the
fastball.
middle of all that, Mike, was a base hit.
Right, and a big base hit.
Yeah, I should say.
The base hit got Arquette to third. It forced the hand of the Seminoles, who chose to walk the bases loaded. Caraway into a force play, but then Singer won it. The 1-2 pitch to Gavin, taken just inside. Another fastball. He tried to spot it up in the same location twice in a row and just missed. Low and in. 2-2 the count. 1-0 Beavers, top of the third. Arnold's 2-2 pitch hits Gavin Turley. And that is one thing on the ledger,
if there's anything,
for Jamie Arnold is the hit batsman. And that's the 15th batter that he's hit this year. That leads the FSU staff, and Gavin Turley aboard with a leadoff hit batsman, and the batter will be Wilson Weber.
You know, he was 0-2. He looked out of sorts, and he had struck out on fastballs the prior at bat, and was 0-2 on a changeup and a curve and a slider. You know, you think, oh my goodness, you know, he's got to be swimming up there, and next thing you know, he works it to 2-2, and then gets hit.
Wilson Weber, an RBI single in the first, driving in Iva Arquette. Swings and hits one in the air to right, but right at Gage Harrelson. Gage the catch. Turley was halfway, retreats to first. And for the left-hander Jamie Arnold, that's a big out, because the Beavers have been running his pitch count up, making him work for everything. He gets a first pitch out, and Turley stays at first. Trent Caraway, who drew a walk in the first inning, to the plate.
At first, I thought that was going to be something big, but you could see that obviously that Weber had hit the ball off the end. He was out front of it, and if anything, his best chance to get a hit on that was it falling in front of the right fielder.
Trent Caraway, a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Lodis, goes to second for one, on to first. The ball caroms off the dugout facade for Florida State. Nowhere for Caraway to go. Good play by Lodis to his left up the middle. He gets the force play at second on Gavin Turley. 2 down on the fielder's choice, 6-4, and A.J. Singer, the batter.
Mike, I don't know if you remember yesterday, the catcher, Hunter Carnes, true freshman, more of the offensive catcher. But we noticed the throwing, the arm strength wasn't there. Today, this guy better catch and throw. Much better, actually.
A.J. Singer flied to right in his first at-bat. He takes high from Jamie Arnold. Ball 1-0. 1-0 Beavers. Top of the third inning. The Beavers, the visiting team on this warm Saturday evening in the Mid-Valley. 90 degrees at one point today, 87 when the game started. The 1-0 pitch, a strike to A.J. The count 1-1.
You would say A.J. the hero of last night's game, but you can't. There was too many others.
Boy, there were a whole
There wasn't
cast.
one hero.
The 1-1 pitch, A.J. takes just outside, ball 2-1, and indeed we can line them all up. I mean, one after the other, Jim, made a contribution to that win in a huge way.
Jamie Arnold wanted that. That's the third time he's tried to go with the back door and has not gotten it.
The 2-1 pitch to Singer, swung on and popped foul back of the plate out in front of the change. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes with Tice Peterson on deck. 1-0 Beavers in the third. The Beavers perhaps communicating to Ethan Kleinschmidt, hey, we got you the run, you're on your own the rest of the way.
They told him.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Caraway at first. The 2-2 pitch to A.J. taps slowly to the second baseman, Perot, who will take it to the bag himself at second for the force on Singer. And he's working. Jamie Arnold's working. The Beavers are making him work. They left 2 on in the first, 2 on in the second. They leave 1 on here in the third. But a more economical inning for the lefty Jamie Arnold, who needed it. We go to the bottom of the third. The Corvallis Super Regional Game 2, an elimination game for the Noles. The Beavers trying to win and move on. At the end of 2.5, the Beavers won, FSU nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Searching for a job, a mentor, or a candidate to fill your open vacancy? Find what you're looking for with alumni from Oregon State University. OSU Connections is a networking and career site exclusively for OSU alumni and students. List your Beaver-owned business in a directory, browse or post on the job board, talk to an OSU grad working at your dream company, or seek out advice as you change industries. Leverage your network at osukconnections.org.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
1-0 Beavers as we move to the bottom of the third inning. Ethan Kleinschmidt getting ready to face the left-hand hitting catcher Jackson West. Jackson will be followed by Chase Williams, and then back to the top of the order and Gage Harrelson. Jackson, a hometown kid. He's out of Tallahassee and was All-College World Series as a catcher last year for Link Jarrett and the Seminoles in Omaha. He began his career at Alabama. His brother Gage West, a Seminole, 2014 to 2016. Jackson at 241, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third. First pitch, check swing on appeal, no, says third base umpire Dave Soucy to Jackson. 1 ball and no strikes on a good breaking ball that Jackson West nearly offered at. Ethan Kleinschmidt, 4 strikeouts through 2. The left-hander out of Mount Angel to the plate. Fastball for a strike. The count 1-1.
Getting to that point where there's going to be some shadows as the hitter is partially in the shadows.
Bright sunlight for Ethan Kleinschmidt to work out of. Comes back 1-1. Ground ball to third, and it got through Trent Caraway. I'm not sure why, but it did, because I thought it was hit right at him. Jimmy, from here, looked like it was hit right at him.
Yeah, it was hit right at him. He just missed it.
And he'll be charged with an error. And that's a tough start to the inning. The ball that should have resulted in an out is instead an error on Trent Caraway. The Beavers and Seminoles played errorless baseball last night, although there were some issues out in left field, it seemed, with Chase Williams, who comes to the plate now, listed as a switch hitter, but is batting from the left side, and he shows bunt, and he takes just outside ball 1.
And that's the pitch that Ethan needs to discover, as he needs to find the strike zone and land some of those sliders.
10 sacrifice hits on the season for FSU. None last night. Williams was showing a toss to first base, and back to the bag steps Jackson West, 3 for 3 in stolen bases. Chase Williams at the plate does not have a sacrifice in the 2025 season. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third. An error to open the inning. Williams again shows, and the fastball is high. A throw down to first. Back to the bag goes Jackson West. 2-0 the count. Ty McGahee coaching at third for the Seminoles. Brad Vanderglass at first. The offense is called within the dugout for Florida State by Link Jarrett, the head coach. Williams takes outside ball 3, 3-0. He's up there wanting to give himself up, Jimmy, and now he's 3-0. Williams looks into the dugout. But
yeah, he doesn't walk much. I mean, he's got on the season 30 strikeouts, 7 walks. Sometimes it's something about that squaring around thing, just kind of, that's why the guys do it, sort of the fake bunt take.
Kleinschmidt's 3-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 3-1. My guess is the bunt is off now with a 3-1 count. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third. Jackson West aboard on an error to open the inning. Leadoff hitter Gage Harrelson on deck.
Mike, I think he's going to square around again.
3-1 the count. The tie and run at first. He does square, and he bunts it foul, and he's mad at himself as the count goes full to 3-2.
I think the only reason they did that, I understood your thinking, was because it had worked so well to get to 3-0. Just, the whole idea of being squared.
3-2 to Chase Williams. Jackson West at first. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. A gigantic out for Ethan Kleinschmidt to fall behind 3-0 after an error to open the inning. The mood was not bright. It's a little brighter now. The 5th strikeout for Kleinschmidt, and Gage Harrelson, the batter.
I couldn't tell if it was a changeup or a slider, but it was an off-speed pitch. And I wanted to be a slider because I want him to find the zone. I think it was a changeup.
Throw to first base. Back to the bag goes Jackson West. Big-time job of pitching by Kleinschmidt to be down 3-0 and come back and get his man. Gage Harrelson grounded to Trent Caraway in the bottom of the first. Kleinschmidt to the plate. Harrelson misses a bunt attempt. In fact, fouls it into the mid of Wilson Weber. No balls and a strike. Harrelson appeared to be bunting for a hit, trying to take it with him with A.J. Singer at double play depth, but he missed it. No balls and a strike to Gage, a .335 hitter. Kleinschmidt set, the 0-1 pitch on the way. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 2, 0-2 the count.
In the first at bat, Kleinschmidt threw Harrelson a changeup that he was way out in front of. I think you're going to probably see another one.
The strike 2 pitch to Harrelson. Fastball up, ball 1, 1-2. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third inning. Cannon Reeder shading the sun as Kleinschmidt comes plateward out in center field. That means Gavin Turley is certainly dealing with a tough sun in left. The 1-2 is instead a throw to first. Back to the bag steps Jackson West aboard on an error to open the inning. Alex Lodis on deck.
Man, it could be that was part of the issue that Trent Caraway had on the ball.
It may be. Yeah. The 1-2 pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Another change and another swing and a miss for the strikeout. 2 down in the bottom of the third. Ethan Kleinschmidt just trying to show the poise of a mature veteran young pitcher, and all year long he has been imperturbable, as the word goes. And the error, he's thus far brushed it off and come back with 2 strikeouts. Alex Lodis, whom he fanned in the first, the batter. Trent Caraway hugging the line at third base. The second base umpire communicating with A.J. Singer. Hey, am I in your way? A.J. says, no, you're good. Lodis swings at the fastball, punches it into the stands adjacent to the McGrath family press box to our right. 0-1 the count.
Not a good swing by Lodis, who just, that ball was right off his knuckles.
That's how Kleinschmidt pitched him for the strikeout in the first. He's ahead 0-1, delivers high. And the count 1-1. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third. Jackson West aboard on an error to open the inning. He's still there with 2 down. Lodis, right-hand hitter, and a good one. Awaiting Kleinschmidt. The 1-1 pitch to Alex, swung on and fouled back. Fastball that was a little more away. The first one he's had out away, and Lodis, who's been being pitched up and in, fouled it off. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, and that just a little dipsy doodle at the end of it with that fastball away. Just kind of got a little bit of a run to it. Very good pitch, especially coming off of those inside fastballs.
Jackson West at first, the 1-2 pitch up and away with the off-speed ball 2-2.
And that's where you could see Ethan when he caught the ball. He kind of was that disappointment because it's just like we were saying with Dax. He'd have 2 strikes and he'd have 2 or 3 chances to get that pitch. You don't want to miss bad on those.
1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third. 1 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch to Lodis. He tried to check a swing on a fastball and evidently was able to. No swing, says first base umpire Darren Hyman. I actually do think that's a right call. It was a lot of movement, but I think he got the barrel stopped.
And the way Brian Marine went down there right away, you had the hunch he was expecting.
Strike.
Yes.
Yeah. Jackson West will be off and running with the pitch. 3-2, 2 down. A throw to first behind the runner. Jacob Craig was off the bag, moved over, caught it to avert a problem. And the count 3-2 to Lodis. West will be off and running with 2 down. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third. Kleinschmidt comes set. The left-hander ready. The 3-2 pitch is high. Ball 4. That'll bring to the plate Max Williams, who also struck out in the first inning. But here in the third, after an economical 12-pitch top of the third inning for Jamie Arnold, Ethan Kleinschmidt is having his turn with the pitch count being run up. Ethan now at 52 pitches here in the third as he faces Williams, his counterpart at 62 through 3. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch on the way, high and away. Ball 1, 1-0 to Max Williams. Tie and run at second base, 2 down.
And the last 3 pitches have all missed badly. I mentioned that 2-strike, the changeup. It was about 1.5 feet wide, and then 2 high fastballs.
Good job by Lodis to come back from 1-2 to draw the walk, and now Ethan misses badly again. Ball 2, 2-0. Network stations will get a station ID in here momentarily. In fact, Wilson Weber cooperates with that script by walking out slowly to the hill to try to help Ethan get back on track. And as Wilson Weber and Ethan Kleinschmidt talk it over, we want to pause and let our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station ID. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. One nothing Beavers, bottom of the third. An error opened the inning. Kleinschmidt came back with back-to-back strikeouts, but a walk and now a 2-0 count to Williams, and he's still working here in the third. Delivers, and a base hit to left field for an unearned run. Rounding third, on his way to the plate to score is Jackson West to tie the game at 1.
That's the second day in a row Williams has had a 2-out RBI single to left field against a left-hander. It's that inside-out approach, very well done by Max Williams.
Alex Lodis stops at second. It's a painful run indeed. You know, it's going to be tough, but to have it be unearned, and the only thing, you know, in fairness to Carraway, if we're talking about the Sun, that ball might have been right in the path on the one hopper that got through him, because we're seeing Reeder and Turley both deal with Sun issues. And because of the difficulties that the error created and the inability to put Alex Lodis away, Rich Dorman is on his way to the mound after seeing Ethan Kleinschmidt get touched for the unearned run to tie here in the bottom of the third. Rich and the entire infield gather, and some activity will begin in the Beaver bullpen. Eric Segura trotted down there first, I think, with Bryce Hubbard. And so we'll see now. He was this close, was Ethan, to being out of the inning, but you still wonder if you extrapolate it back. If you make the play at third to open the inning, the Beavers might be at the plate right now instead of tied at 1. That's baseball.
It is baseball. They make errors in the big leagues.
They do. And that ball was pretty well hit.
No, it was hit very well. It's just that it was right at the defender.
Right.
We saw a play, and the sun might help explain why we were sort of perplexed the way Cal Fisher played a ball off of Jacob Craig's bat. It's like, but it just didn't look. Something looked wrong about it.
Miles Bailey, left-handed hitter, the batter. Kleinschmidt delivers a little low, ball 1-0. And the sharpness that he had through the first 2 innings, it's not as evident. Now, it's a 1-1 tie in the third. 2 on and 2 out. 1-0 to Miles Bailey, who struck out last inning. The 1-0 pitch, fastball foul back, and the count 1-1. Nice piece of hitting, as you said, by Max Williams, going the other way to get this ball game even. Now Lodis at second, Max at first. 2 down. Ethan Kleinschmidt working through a troublesome bottom of the third. The winds have died down. Not much movement from the flags on the scoreboard out in right. The 1-1 pitch is chopped foul towards the first base coach, Brad Vanderglass. And the count 1-2 strikes.
Like to see him rediscover that slider. He did get to use the slider to strike out Gage Harrelson 3 hitters ago. He's going to need it, whether it's just right here in this situation, but throughout.
2 on, 2 out. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball grounded sharply to Singer, stationed in shallow right. He fields and throws to first. Well positioned to get the left-hand hitting Miles Bailey. And the inning is over. The Seminoles take advantage, as good clubs will, of an extra out. They get an unearned run on a hit. 1 error, 2 left. After 3, it's the Beavers 1 and the Seminoles 1 on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net, where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the RAV 4th inning, presented by your local Toyota dealers. Now, back to the game.
Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Beavers 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. Florida State 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. The Seminoles with an unearned run. The Beavers picking up a run in the first. And now we'll go to work in the top of the 4th against left-hander Jamie Arnold, coming off his best inning, a 12-pitch inning last inning. The Beavers left 2 on in the first 2 frames. Tice Peterson, Cannon Reeder, and Jacob Craig, the bottom third of the order, against Jamie Arnold, whose team has pulled him even. The left-hander ready. Tice takes just high, ball 1. Jimmy, when you talked about the shadows and they've encroached over the batter's boxes, and the pitcher, Jamie Arnold, in the bright sunlight pitching into the shadows, the 1-0 pitch on the way to Tice, who lines one to right field, right at Gage Harrelson, backs up a couple of steps, reaches up to make the catch. Good swing. 1 away. Cannon Reeder, the batter. What is it like? How difficult is that, those conditions?
I don't know. It's like the ball's going from the living room to the dining room. It's just too different. It's coming out of sunshine, and then it gets into where you're at, which is shaded. And so there's just this little vision thing that it's not like crazy stupid. You can't hit in those circumstances, but it is weird.
Yeah. All things considered, thus, a pretty good swing there for Tice Peterson.
Yeah, that was encouraging.
Cannon Reeder, one of his better swings, lined a base hit to left field in the second. First ball swinging, sprays one foul to the right past Casey corner and out of play. No balls and 1 strike.
That was a pretty good swing too. I mean, sometimes against the right-handers, Cannon was just not picking up that slider, and against the left-handers the change. But his swings today have been good.
Top of the fourth, a 1-1 tie. The strike one pitch in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count.
That's a good straight change. I mean, at 86.
Yeah, same arm action as when he throws the fastball. And I mean, it's a tough arm slot, no question. We saw Cooper Jerpy carve hitters in his career with a similar approach. The strike 2 pitch, a change down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cannon Reeder. Jacob Craig on deck. A 1-1 tie in the fourth.
Mike, I saw an interesting thing in batting practice today, kind of regarding the arm slot and where that ball's coming from, and we'll talk about that if we get a chance.
The 1-2 pitch on the way to Cannon, slap foul off to the right and out of play.
99% of the time, if you're going to see a left-handed pitcher, then the batting practice that the starters see, that guy's going to be left-handed. Well, the Beavers used Ryan Gibson, the right-hander, but they had him offset, throwing from where that left-handed arm slot would be coming from. I just thought it was different.
Yeah. Best way to try to simulate what they would see from the angle. The 1-2 pitch, Reeder, another pretty good swing, lifts it foul off to the right and out of play. 1-2 the count, 1 out, nobody on in the fourth, a 1-1 tie.
I think you're going to see Arnold go away from the fastball as Reeder's had 2 or 3, 4 good swings against the fastball. Not necessarily getting to him in this at-bat, but good swings.
Jamie Arnold kicks and comes with a 1-2 pitch away with a fastball. Ball 2, 2-2.
It was the bottom of the order. Cannon Reeder and Jacob Craig, they got back-to-back base hits back in the second.
We're in the fourth, a 1-1 tie. Game 2 of the Corvallis Super Regional. Florida State trying to keep its season alive. The Beavers trying to go to Omaha. Change taken. Strike 3 called. 2 down. Excellent job by Jamie Arnold. He's a craftsman. Fastball, change up on a 2-2 pitch. Strike 3, 2 down.
Yeah, the 3 strikes for Cannon, all the 2-strike foul balls, but his first pitch was a fastball that he fouled off. And then the second strike was a called or a swing and miss on a change. And then the last one was the change.
Jacob Craig singled to left field in his first at-bat. The pitch to Jacob, down and in, ball 1, 1-0. Stop into any of your 39 neighborhood Dairy Mart stores and get what you really want. Fast. Real fast. A 1-1 tie. Top of the fourth inning. Arnold back to the plate. A line drive caught behind second by Drew Farreau. Kind of off the end of the bat without as much authority as it first looked when it left Jacob Craig's bat. Not a scorcher. Farreau pulls it in. And as some of the great starting pitchers are wont to do, Jim, they kind of find their way and get better as they go, and that's what this kid, Jamie Arnold, is doing. The Beavers go in order for the first time here in the fourth. After 3.5, the Beavers won, the Seminoles won on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Weyerhaeuser, a global leader in sustainable forestry and wood products manufacturing, is proud to offer a wide range of exciting career opportunities at our mills, distribution centers, and working forests across Oregon and Washington. Along with competitive wages, Weyerhaeuser offers full benefits and career growth and development opportunities in a great work environment with great people. Get started by applying online at wy.com/careers. Go Beavs! Weyerhaeuser is an equal opportunity employer.
At the stadium or home, keep your cocktails local with Crater Lake Spirits, because great booze, happy people isn't just our motto, it's our personal guarantee. With every bottle of Crater Lake, you're getting Oregon pride distilled. Our spirits are a toast to tradition and a nod to innovation. Every sip is a celebration of the good times, the great outdoors, and the unbeatable spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Join us in raising a glass to victories, big and small, with Crater Lake Spirits, proudly sponsoring Oregon State Athletics. We're here to make every game day unforgettable.
Club for your favorite pets, Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Toyota and Oregon State give away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more. Sign up your pet today at osubeavers.com/benny's. Benny's Buddies, a 1-1 tie to the bottom of the fourth. Left-hander Ethan Kleinschmidt to face Cal Fisher. Ethan about to make his 60th pitch out of the sunshine into the shadow. Swung on and missed at the off-speed delivery. 0-1 the count. Cal Fisher, a right-handed hitter, grounded out to A.J. Singer in the second. Cal will be followed by Drew Farreau and then Brody DeLamalure. An unearned run pulled the Noles even last inning. The strike one pitch in the turf from Ethan. The count 1-1.
Kleinschmidt able to land a breaking ball on the first pitch to Fisher. Came back and missed low with the change.
1 strike to Cal, who takes down and in. Ball 2. 2-1. He hasn't thrown him a fastball yet in the sequence. A 1-1 tie in the bottom of the fourth. 2 balls and a strike to Cal Fisher. Ethan to the plate. Good fastball. He's had a lot of success getting that fast one up and in, tying up the right-handed hitters. The count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kleinschmidt with 6 strikeouts and a walk through 3 innings of work. In the fourth, comes back with a 2-2 pitch, punched foul, back of the plate and out of play. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, the crowd was abuzz last night. This game will have a tough act to follow, I was told by Carl Masden, one of the photographers for Oregon State Athletics. Last night, Corvallis High School had their graduation over at Gill Coliseum. Started at 7, but families and people were coming in around 6:30, and the PA guy doing the graduation ceremonies kept giving score updates, and the place went crazy when the Beavers tied and then eventually won it across the way at Gill. That's our community. The 2-2 fastball foul back, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I just get a sense, Jim, that all over, wherever people were taking that thing in, there were a lot of conversations being generated by that comeback.
Yeah, I was at Timber Hill Athletic Club this morning and just listening to overhearing conversations. Literally every conversation that people were having was about the game.
The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, got him swinging. And that's a good sign for Ethan Kleinschmidt, because in that sequence, Jimmy, a couple of breaking balls, 1 taken and 1 offered at strike 3, 1 away. Drew Farreau, the batter.
Yeah, he needs it. The fastball's been good, the changeup's been good, but there's times when he just needs to have that third pitch.
Drew Farreau was down on a count 0-2 with 2 down in the second and ended up doubling to right center field. Kleinschmidt delivers, change, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Farreau was left stranded at second. It's a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the fourth. Kleinschmidt working with his battery mate, the durable, tough, rugged leader, Wilson Weber. The strike 1 pitch hit foul back of the plate and out of play. Around the infield for the Beavs, Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Ivar Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third, Gavin Turley shading the sun with his glove out in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Talt in right. No balls and 2 strikes to Drew Farreau. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the fourth. Kleinschmidt delivers just outside. Ball 1, 1-2.
Good changeup, though. Just like last time, 0-2 threw him a nice changeup. Can you imagine a catcher in the country that logged a higher percentage of the team's games than Wilson Weber?
The 1-2 pitch on the way from Kleinschmidt. Fastball just missed. Now Wilson tried to frame it up and
kept it there
and didn't get the call from Brian Marine. It was close. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think he called it as low, but boy.
Pretty good pitch from Ethan. And Farreau, again, in the midst of a good battle. He came back from 0-2 to double his last time around, from 0-2 to 2-2. The 2-2 pitch taken a little low and away, ball 3. Now Brian Marine on 2 pitches in a row, one evidently slightly in, that one slightly out. And Farreau has worked it to 3-2. Good work on his part.
Boy, I felt like that one got the corner. It's horse plate. Now maybe down.
3-2. Kleinschmidt delivers. Swung on and missed with a change strike or breaking ball. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts on the breaking ball, Jim. 2 down, 8 strikeouts, 2 apiece in each inning. And the batter will be Brody DeLamalure. And as this inning goes, that's been the best development in the inning for Ethan.
Yeah, no, he's adding that third pitch, and you can see when he lands it, the guys they don't expect it because it's been fastball change.
Brody DeLamalure struck out swinging in the second. 8 strikeouts for Ethan Kleinschmidt in this 1-1 tie. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. And it's tough right now for the hitters. Shadow, yes. Sunshine, yes. But also, if a guy's got 3 pitches that he's commanding, hitting is difficult enough. The strike 1 pitch on the way. Fastball foul back in the count 0-2.
Mike, one thing I didn't like as a hitter, and a lot depends on the actual structure, but the batter's eye, the big green batter's eye, sometimes when the sun's shining off of it, it provides a glare that kind of fuzzes your vision of the baseball.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in this 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 4th. Kleinschmidt drops the arms, kicks the leg, delivers the breaking ball taken, strike 3 called. 3 strikeouts on the slider in the inning for Ethan Kleinschmidt. 2 swinging, 1 looking. He strikes out the side. The inning is over in the 4th. And at the end of 4, the Beavers won and Florida State won on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Mitch Canham teaches his team the values of hard work, dedication, and swinging for the fences. That's the same philosophy at Umpqua Dairy. For over 90 years, they've produced award-winning ice cream. Just like the Beavers baseball team, Umpqua Dairy has picked up its fair share of national championships through the years. Check out their flavor of the month at umpquadairy.com and find their Oregon-made ice cream at your favorite grocery store. Umpqua Dairy and OSU baseball, a home run combination. Top of the 5th inning, a 1-1 tie. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Left-hander Jamie Arnold has gotten better as he's gone along. The Beavers put some good pressure on him early. In fact, picked up a run in the top of the 1st and left 2 on. And 2 hits and left 2 on in the 2nd. But the last couple of innings, a 12-pitch frame in the 3rd. Gavin Turley was hit by a pitch to open the inning, but Jamie Arnold came back to retire the next 3 Beavers, retired the Beavs in order in the 4th. We go to the 5th, a 1-1 tie. And left-hander Jamie Arnold about to make his 74th pitch of this warm Saturday evening to Easton Talt, whom he has faced twice and struck out twice. Talt takes a strike. 0-1 the count, sweeping slider in there to the left-handed hitter. He has pitched Talt well.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that ball's coming from way off towards first base, and then he breaks that slider across.
The strike 1 pitch on the way to Easton, waved at and missed, and he's down in the count 0-2.
Played with a guy named Otis Nixon, probably the fastest. He was at the time the fastest player in the major leagues, but the fastest player I ever played with. He'd bunt 2 strikes all the time. In fact, he'd have fun trying to get to 2 strikes.
The strike 2 pitch hit foul to the right and out of play. 0-2 the count. Tell me more. I didn't know that about Otis.
Oh, God, he would take a lot of pitches just trying to walk to get to 2 strikes, and then they'd back up and he'd bunt.
He had such good control of the bat. He could get bunt hits with 0-2 count.
He didn't have to bunt it perfect.
Yeah.
Especially, if it got to the point where they didn't scoot back.
Strike 2 pitch is flailed at and missed. Strike 3. And I think your invocation of Otis Nixon might be apropos for Talt, given that if he's 0-2 against this guy with that filthy stuff, it might not be a bad strategy.
Exactly, yeah. And that's why the reason all that came to my mind was the third baseman went to 2 strikes. He looked in the dugout and kind of gave it the, hey, do I, because ordinarily I'd scoot back.
Right. 1 away, 3 times up for Easton, 3 strikeouts against Jamie Arnold. Iva Arquette, the batter, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Iva singled up the middle and ended up scoring the lone run of the game for the Beavers. That was back in the first. Wilson Weber, a 2-out RBI single to left to score Iva. The quick working Arnold in a rhythm now delivers just outside with a breaking ball, and the count 1-1.
That's the fourth time that he's tried to get that back door, and that each time he's thought that it was going to be a strike, and each time it was not.
And he kind of in frustration turned his back on home plate and took a little walk. The 1-1 pitch is away, ball 2-1. Now, everything he's done over the last couple of years, it doesn't strike me that he will lose cool or his poise, but he was bothered by not getting the call and spun around and turned his back on the plate before making the next pitch, which he missed with. The 2-1 offering to Iva popped up into shallow right field. Gage Harrelson, the right fielder, moves in and under and grabs it 2 down. And indeed, Jimmy, this guy's gotten better as he's gone, no question. And the Beavers had a couple of shots at him early. They got a run and then had another opportunity in the second with 2 one-out singles. And not breaking through there struck me as, okay, this guy's going to take advantage of that. And he has, as good pitchers are wont to do. Here's Gavin Turley.
Like you said, Mike, 2 hits in the first, 2 hits in the second, and no hits since. Now, of course, we're only in the 5th, but
Jamie Arnold to the plate. Gavin takes outside, ball 1. Gavin has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Ethan Kleinschmidt has struck out 9. And in a battle of outstanding left-handers, Jamie Arnold, a big-time strikeout pitcher, delivers just outside, and the count 2-0. Jamie has now struck out 6.
He's Arnold is. By the way, that was the 5th one of those where he thought that was going to. He retired 8 straight since he hit Turley.
The 2-0 pitch is a strike, and the count 2-1.
He hit Turley to lead off the 3rd, and then since then has retired 8 straight.
He has settled in, indeed.
But Turley he'll break it up right here with something.
Wilson Weber on deck, a 1-1 tie in the 5th. The 2-1 pitch is a strike, and the count 2-2. Commanding the off-speed stuff, able to throw it for strikes with Turley in a hitter's count. 2-0 has taken back-to-back off-speed deliveries to run it even at 2-2. Arnold at the plate, just outside, ball 3, and once again, Jamie Arnold, with his body language, is telling the home plate umpire, Brian Marine, I wanted that, sir.
And it was the slider, and he's trying to get it off the outside edge. And I think that looked like a strike to me.
The 3-2 pitch, Gavin pops it up. First baseman Miles Bailey calls, but he'll defer now to Drew Farrow, the second baseman just off the edge of the green. Makes the catch, 9 in a row retired by Jamie Arnold. And he's a little frustrated, I can tell, with Marine, and walks off, even shot a glance toward the home plate umpire. But through it all, he retires the Beavs in order again. We go to the bottom of the 5th in a classic pitcher's duel thus far. The Beavers 1, Florida State 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey, Beaver fans, Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line. Spot calving glaciers, breaching hunchback whales. With a cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours. Depart conveniently from the Pacific Northwest all summer long. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on the best onboard package. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, the official cruise line partner of OSU. Go Beavs!
Bottom of the 5th inning, a 1-1 tie. Ethan Kleinschmidt and Jamie Arnold. As we expected, this is playing out according to what the paper looked like. On paper, it was going to be a pitcher's duel, and it has been. The Beavers a run in the first. The Seminoles an unearned run in the 3rd. Left-hander Jamie Arnold for FSU has made 87 pitches. Ethan Kleinschmidt going to the bottom of the fifth, about to make his 76th pitch, and he misses outside, ball 1-0.
Interesting, the platoon at catcher in that yesterday the freshman right-handed hitter started against a right-handed pitcher.
The 1-0 pitch to Jackson West, the left-hand hitter from the southpaw, Kleinschmidt, a strike, and the count 1-1.
I mean, obviously, Blink Jarrett knows what he's doing and has a plan, but just from the outside looking in, you'd have flip-flopped that.
Kleinschmidt comes back with a 1-1 pitch. Fastball hit foul towards Waldo Hall and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Jackson West aboard on the error to open the 3rd inning. Hit a ball sharply. Trent Caraway may not have seen it in the glare and the brightness of the sun, but it was hit right at him. It got through him for an error. The 1-2 pitch, fastball high, ball 2-2. And as the Seminoles have been wont to do in this Super Regional, they got a clutch 2-out hit. Max Williams, who got one yesterday, got another one today, and that tied the ball game at 1, the unearned run. The 2-2 pitch missing, down and away, ball 3. 3-2 to Jackson West. Chase Williams on deck, Gage Harrelson to follow. Ethan Kleinschmidt walks down the backside of the slope for a moment, now back up on top, working the third base side of the rubber. 3-2 the count to West, opening the bottom of the 5th. Breaking ball grounded slowly to A.J. Singer. The Beavers' second baseman up with it and throws to Jacob Craig for the out. Good job by Ethan. He struck out the side last inning. Pitches to contact and gets a rollover on the leadoff hitter in the 5th, Chase Williams, the batter.
You know, he was aiming toward losing him, had him 1-2, and then misses twice in a row, but throws a very good 3-2 slider that had Jackson West way out front.
Chase Williams struck out in his first at-bat. Kennedy Schuler arriving at the ballpark here, the outstanding Oregon State women's basketball point guard, and sitting down below the voice of women's hoops here at the McGrath Family Press Box, Ron Callan. So nice to see Kennedy in the house supporting Beaver baseball. Chase Williams hits one foul back of the plate. No balls and 1 strike and a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 5th. Ethan delivers fastball for a strike, and he's ahead to Chase 0-2. One of the better sequences to the game, Jimmy, was after the error, he fell behind to Chase Williams 3-0 and came back and struck him out.
Yeah, that was big, too, because now you're looking at first and second, no outs, and the leadoff hitter up.
Strike 2, fastball just outside. And now it's Ethan Kleinschmidt's turn to go into his Jamie Arnold act, thinking that the pitch might have caught the corner. 1-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on. 1-1, bottom of the 5th. Hot night, breezes have died down a little bit, but they're still blowing slightly to right. The 1-2 pitch is low to Chase, ball 2, 2-2. A lot of fastballs this inning.
Yeah, it's where the coach always used to say, okay, far enough. Far enough is what you'd hear out of the dugout, because you don't want to go to 3-2.
2-2 to Chase Williams. Kleinschmidt ready. The 2-2 pitch, a chopper towards Singer. AJ plays the second hop and throws to Jacob Craig for the out. After striking out the side last inning, Ethan pitching to contact and has gotten a couple of rollover ground outs here from the left-handed hitters in the 5th. And that brings another left-handed hitter, Gage Harrelson, to the plate, who is grounded to third and struck out.
Mike, in that 9-hole, I've officially changed that switch hitter to
he is not
straight left.
Yeah, I had it both question mark. No,
yeah.
I've scratched it out. He's a left-handed hitter, but he's still listed as a switch hitter on their roster. Chase Williams, Gage Harrelson, breaking ball, a good one in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to Gage.
It's made his life easier now that he's starting to land some of those breaking balls.
A 1-1 tie, 2 down, nobody on, bottom of the 5th. Kleinschmidt strike 1 pitch. Off speed, swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. Did he come back with it, Jimmy, again?
Yeah, very good slider. That was one of his better sliders, because not only did he get the swing and miss, I think it was a strike.
0-2 the count, 2 down. A 1-1 tie in the 5th. Kleinschmidt ready. The 0-2 pitch, slider just outside. Ball 1. He had a little more on that one and just missed the corner.
kind of playing with the throttle a little bit. The last slider, 79. This one he comes back, tries to go a little harder at 83.
1-2 the count to Gage Harrelson. 2 down, nobody on. Ethan to the plate. Fastball hit foul into the netting above the Beaver dugout. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good on Harrelson to get a piece of that one. That was an excellent pitch by Kleinschmidt.
It was 94 in on the hands. Probably looked like 104 after seeing 3 consecutive sliders.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-1, bottom of the 5th. Kleinschmidt's over the 90 pitch mark now. Comes to the plate and misses high with a fastball. 2-2 the count.
I'd throw that changeup. I mean, it's been a while, but Harrelson has missed on a couple of different changeups over the course of the 2-day period.
Kleinschmidt ready. The lefty's 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. He came with an off-speed pitch, a slider, and it looked like Harrelson fought it off again. That's a good plate appearance for this young man.
The thing about the difference between a breaking ball and a changeup in terms of hitters recognizing is that the breaking ball has spin and the changeup does not.
The 2-2 pitch again is high and away. Ball 3, 3-2. Excellent. This is just a textbook at bat for Harrelson. He's run the pitch count up. He was down 0-2. He's worked it to 3-2 with 2 down. Previous batters in the inning have grounded out to second base. Ethan will gladly take that again. The 3-2 pitch on the way is ball 4. Harrelson won that battle. Excellent job by Gage. He draws a 2-out walk, and he is the go-ahead run at first with 2 down, and that's been the 2-out runner on base situation. Florida State's executed well, and they've got a 400 hitter in Alex Lodis coming to the plate.
Yeah, that's the rub, is it brings up Lodis with a man on. Now, it's just a man on first, but Kleinschmidt had 3 chances with 2 strikes on the hitter to land his pitch and was unable to do so.
And Harrelson fought him off. Good job by Gage. And now Lodis, who has struck out and walked, his averages dipped slightly under 399 as he swings at the fastball and fouls it back. 0-1 the count. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the 5th inning. The Beavers trying to win the Super Regional and clinch a berth in the College World Series. Florida State trying to play its way into tomorrow. If there is a ball game tomorrow, it would be at 6 p.m. The strike 1 pitch, a 2-hopper to Singer. He shovels to Arquette, covering at second for the force. 3 assists for A.J. Singer in the inning. And Ethan Kleinschmidt issues the 2-out walk, but comes back to get Alex Lodis and retire the side. We go to the 6th. Wilson Weber, Trent Caraway, and A.J. Singer, the scheduled hitters. After 5, the Beavers won, Florida State won on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services is your local nonprofit dedicated to providing employment opportunities to veterans and those facing physical and economic challenges within our community. Founded by a veteran in 2013, Blue Sun Inc. has helped more than 2,300 people find employment opportunities, resulting in more than $19 million in wages going back into the local economy. To learn more about Blue Sun Inc. and how you can help provide employment opportunities, please visit BlueSunInc.com. Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services, proud to partner with Oregon State Athletics. Go Beavs!
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Top of the 6th inning, a 1-1 tie. Jamie Arnold and Ethan Kleinschmidt matching their excellent stuff. As we go to the 6th, Jamie, the outstanding left-hander for the Seminoles, getting ready to face Wilson Weber. Wilson will be followed by Trent Caraway and then A.J. Singer. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Pacific Office Automation. Local people respond. Local people make decisions. Local people make sure you're happy. Pacific Office Automation, problem solved. Wilson Weber, an RBI single way back, it feels like, in the 1st inning. The Beavers got this crowd engaged early, the largest crowd in the history of the Goss Stadium of Coleman Field era. 4,408. The Beavers scored a run on a couple of base hits in the first against Arnold, who really has settled in. He's retired 9 in a row. He makes his 88th pitch, a fastball foul back by Wilson, who flied to right. First ball swinging in the third. The Beaver fans trying to lend a hand here and get the Beaver hitters some inspiration. Webb swings and fouls one at the plate, and the count 0-2.
0-1 changeup. I thought Weber had a pretty good rip on that first pitch. And to all the guys in the batting practice, I think Weber is the guy that...
Strike 2 pitch, off speed and away, ball 1, 1-2.
Catches your eye. I mean, in batting practice, as you watch the Beavers, I mean, you got a lot of guys that hit a lot of balls. But Weber, a little extra sting.
The 1-2 pitch from Jamie Arnold. He stings one into right field. Base hit. Gage Harrelson gets the ball back in. Good piece of hitting by Wilson, who has just been locked in here coming down the stretch. A leadoff single that snaps a string of 9 hitters in a row retired by Jamie Arnold. And it brings to the plate Trent Carraway, who's walked and bounced into a force play. Jimmy, do you think the big kid may be up there to lay one down? A.J. Singer on deck.
I don't. I mean, he just really hasn't done it all year, and probably going to continue with that.
He does not have a sacrifice hit on the year, and he's not bunting, and he takes a strike in the count 0-1.
Certainly, I always felt like if you get a guy in scoring position, it's kind of like a shot on goal in hockey. You know, you at least got a guy out there.
The strike 1 pitch is taken. Strike 2. Change up in there, and Carraway finds himself quickly down in the count 0-2. A 1-1 tie, top of the 6th inning. Wilson Weber, a leadoff single, 0-2 to Carraway. The strike 2 pitch is swung out and missed, strike 3. Well, quick work made of Trent by Jamie Arnold, who struts around behind the mound, nodding affirmatively to his second baseman, Drew Farrow, something. That was a commanding 3-pitch sequence by the outstanding lefty Jamie Arnold. Here's A.J. Singer.
Well, I've had those kind. Take the good ones and swing at the bad ones.
And AJ takes a strike in the count 0-1. Another fastball. Actually, that may have been the straight change. Again, he's commanding his stuff authoritatively as we go along. A 1-1 tie in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch, fastball away, and the count 1-1.
And he's also fallen into that rhythm. I don't think he's thrown over to first base. He hasn't had many runners. I mean, that's part of it, but
yeah. Weber gets a short lead. The pitch to Singer, a fly ball to center. Max Williams is right there to make the catch. 2 down. And Tice Peterson will come to the plate. Boy, a leadoff single, and yet Arnold is just taking care of the next 2 hitters with ease. No pressure. That's the only reason I thought about a bunt from Carraway.
No, I understand.
You understand that. Get something going. You know, you bunted well the other day to score 4. Carraway's a power guy. I get that.
I think we talked about it early in the year, or last weekend in the regional. I think it was Arquette and Turley.
The pitch to Peterson, a fly ball to right, and that will be that for the Beavers in the 6th. Gage Harrelson puts it away. What a tremendous recovery by Jamie Arnold. First pitch, base hit to lead off the inning. Actually, the leadoff hitter gets a base hit, a 1-2 offering, and he just takes care of the next 3 hitters with ease. We go to the bottom of the 6th. A 1-1 tie, the Beavers and Seminoles on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
Hey Beaver Nation, here at Mr. Plywood we know what it means to build. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mr. Plywood goes beyond building decks, storage sheds, and fences. We help build the community. We offer family-style customer service with a friendly and knowledgeable staff that will help you with your next project. If you need hardwoods, plywood, fasteners, or help planning your next project, come down and pay us a visit. We would love to help you on your next project.
We are still at a very warm 82 degrees as we move to the bottom of the sixth inning at 7:45 Pacific time. Good ball game. A 1-1 tie. And for Florida State in the bottom half, Max Williams, who drove in the Seminoles' only run in the third. Max will be followed by Miles Bailey and then Cal Fisher. Tallahassee, Florida. It's cooled off a bit. They have a humidity of about 86%. It's 48% right now in Corvallis. The game started at 34, so it's come up a bit. It's a warm and gorgeous night under the lights, and now both pitcher and hitter engulfed in shadows. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, Ethan Kleinschmidt to Max Williams. First ball swinging, golfs the fastball to the left and out of play. I've never been to Tallahassee. Have you?
No, I have not. I've been to a lot of Florida cities, but all down there in the southern part of the state.
No balls and a strike to Max Williams. Struck out and singled home a run. Checks his swing and takes low. The count 1-1. The great Red Barber retired in Tallahassee and began a second career in the radio world thanks to his dialogues with Bob Edwards. Fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-2. Red Barber, one of the great broadcasters of all time, and honored by James Thurber, who wrote a short story called The Catbird Seat about Red Barber, Scully's original mentor. Vinny was hired by Red, and the rest is history on that front. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Fastball taken. Strike three called. Great pitch by Ethan Kleinschmidt. He strikes out Max Williams, who you just felt, Jimmy, didn't know what to look for, and takes a fastball for another strikeout for Ethan Kleinschmidt. Last inning, no strikeouts, but now has 10 in the ball game.
Yeah, last inning, the only inning he didn't get a strikeout. Of course, he had 2 in the first, second and third, and then 3 in the fourth.
Ethan now at 100 pitches in a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the sixth. Fastball grounded back of first, backhanded by Jacob Craig. He'll run it to the bag for out number 2 here in the bottom of the sixth. Beautiful sequence, a strikeout, and then a first pitch out. 2 down, Cal Fisher, the batter.
Remember that piece of advice I gave about first base play? Did you see what he did on that? I mean, the minute he caught that ball, he came up as if he was going to do it. And what you end up doing is tagging the bag yourself.
2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the sixth. Spoken as an outstanding first baseman, Big Jim Wilson in his own right. Cal Fisher has grounded to second and struck out. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the sixth inning. Kleinschmidt delivers in there for a strike with a fastball still at 92 as he makes his 102nd pitch of the night. 0-1 the count.
Mike, I will correct you a little bit. Probably not as good playing first base as I am talking about it.
You played it well, Big Jim. No balls and a strike. A run, 5 hits, an error for the Seminoles, a run for the Beavers, a run, 2 hits for Florida State. But the Beavers with 4 hits in the first 2 innings finally got one in the top of this 6th inning. The pitch missing to Cal Fisher. 1-1 the count. Cal is grounded to second and struck out. Ethan with 10 strikeouts. Kleinschmidt to the plate. A chopper up along third. Foul. Short hop by Trent Carraway in foul grounds. The sun no longer an issue for anybody on the infield or even the batter. But left field still a tough sun field for Gavin Turley. Cannon Reeder dealing with a little bit of it as well. Beaver Nation throwing down noise that the Seminoles have to deal with. 2 outs, nobody on, 1-2 the count, and a 1-1 tie. Super Regional Game 2. The Beavers winning a thriller last night, 5-4. Another good ball game tonight. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. Strike 3 to retire the side. 11 strikeouts for Ethan Kleinschmidt. Jimmy, do you think he's got more in him?
I think he's going to go back out there, and I would say, dare I say, through 6, I mean, Kleinschmidt has been at least as good, if not better, than his counterpart.
His counterpart has run his pitch count to 98. Ethan Kleinschmidt, retiring the side in order, is up to 105 pitches through 6. We'll see how the coaches choose to play it out. We are through 6. Great ball game. A 1-1 tie on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether it's OSU game day or you're getting ready for OSU game day, make sure Dairy Mart is on your playlist. With 39 neighborhood stores throughout the Willamette Valley, Dairy Mart has everything you'll need for a great game. Beer and pop, ice, chips, healthy, fresh-to-go snacks, even hot deli items, and your favorite Lock Me dairy products. Stop into your local Dairy Mart and get what you really want for Beavers game day.
Dairy Mart is here, man. Dairy Mart's right here.
A lot goes into Oregon State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Oregon's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Beaver Nation. Locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Beavers 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. Florida State 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. Ethan Kleinschmidt has not given up an earned run through 6 and has spun a 2-hitter. Jamie Arnold gave up 2 hits in the first, 2 hits in the second. Gave up a leadoff single to Wilson Weber in the 6th that retired the next 3 Beavers. And now about to make his 99th pitch. It will come to Cannon Reeder. And the first pitch to Cannon is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count.
Cannon had 2 or 3 really good swings off of Arnold's fastball in the last at bat, and so Arnold starts him with a slider.
Cannon had a very good swing in the second. Lashed a base hit to left, struck out in his last at bat. The strike 1 pitch, down and in on another slider. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Cannon Reeder, Jacob Craig, and Easton Tolt in the 7th of a 1-1 tie.
You start getting in these pitchers' duels and you think it's going to come down to a home run, isn't it?
The 1-1 pitch to Cannon, hit off the end of the bat foul in front of the Seminoles dugout. Brady Casper, the first base coach for the Beavers, will make the play. Joey Wong coaching at third. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cannon Reeder. A right-hander, Peyton Prescott, has begun to throw in the Seminoles bullpen with the pitch count now over 100 for Jamie Arnold. Another righty is out there too for Florida State. Cannon swings at the off speed and doesn't get it. Strike 3, 1 away. And Jacob Craig, the batter, and maybe what you just said, as Big Jacob strides to the plate in a 1-1 tie. He had a good swing, a base hit back in the second. Had the biggest swing of his career in the bottom of the 9th last night to tie the game at 4 and create delirium at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. But another fight here tonight. The Beavers and Seminoles locked in a 1-1 tie in the 7th. The pitch to Jacob Craig, high and inside, ball 1. Peyton Prescott and another righty throwing. The pitch to Craig is in there for a strike. The count 1-1.
There's that outside slider, or backdoor type slider, where Arnold starts it on the outside but then brings it in, and he finally got the umpire to make a call.
The 1-1 pitch to Jacob, fastball away, ball 2, 2-1. Leadoff hitter Easton Tolt, who has been up thrice and struck out thrice on deck.
That's why if Jacob Craig gets on, I wouldn't be surprised to see him even with a 1-out bunt.
The 2-1 pitch just outside, ball 3, 3-1.
That's the one that Arnold's been frustrated at home plate umpire Brian Marine. I think he's been getting that pitch for the last 2 years.
3-1 to Jacob Craig. The 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike, and it looked as though the home plate umpire was about to ring Craig up, and then he patted his chest. Sorry, man, that's on me. But I think that's what the Seminole players are saying. That's a Freudian move on your part, because the previous pitch was a strike. The 3-2 pitch on the way, grounded sharply wide of third and through into left field. Base hit. Jacob Craig's second hit of the night. And we'll see now about your theory with Easton Tolt, Jimmy. He has flailed against the outstanding stuff of the left-hander Jamie Arnold, and maybe he's going to be up there to try to bunt for a hit or even sacrificially with Iva Arquette on deck.
And I'll take it one step further, I think, with Easton Talt, is as Micah Posey goes out to talk, there's no move to be made here, especially with the left-handed Talt at the plate. I would ordinarily say, oh yeah, just try to go bunt for a hit. No, sacrifice.
Straight sacrifice
that gives Iva Arquette in his 353, 18 home runs and 65 RBIs a chance
from the right side
to pick it up.
Yeah.
And it's only because of the struggles he's had in the three prior at bats. I'm not saying, he's been very good in a lot of situations, but for him to do something positive in the at bat, I think the best way to get something out of him right here is to have him bunt.
Ryan Gibson, who coached third for about half the season, Joey Wong has taken over that role. But Ryan and Mitch, right alongside of each other, can talk through all of this stuff. And so we'll see what they've come up with for Easton Talt after Micah Posey returns. Only 105 pitches now for the left-hander Jamie Arnold, who made 116 last week. Talt not bunting, and he takes ball one down and away, not even showing bunt. 1-0 the count, and I don't know what goes into all of it, but
maybe he hits a homer.
Yeah, he might. You said it might come down to that. He nearly hit one last night in the bottom of the ninth. Craig, the go-ahead run at first. The 1-0 pitch, fastball inside, ball 2-0. Now Arnold has consummate control. He's hit a batter and walked a batter tonight.
Talt was just too quick right there.
Instead of taking one.
Yeah.
The 2-0 pitch to Easton, a strike, and the count 2-1. But
if he hits a ball like he hit last night, I think that ball leaves. Based on, at least it would have earlier in this game.
A 1-1 tie, top of the 7th inning. The pitch to Easton, a strike on the outside corner. The count 2-2, and after falling behind 2-0, left-hander Jamie Arnold has come back to even up matters to Easton, who really has to fight now. He's got to fight the internal stuff, too. 3 punch-outs so far. The 2-2 pitch is 4 punch-outs. Swung on and missed, strike 3, 2 down.
The confidence of Jamie Arnold, he can go behind 2-0. He doesn't care, and he ends up with throwing 3 consecutive slider strikes. I'm not sure the last pitch was a strike, but the 2 were strikes, both taken by Talt, but called strikes. The confidence to throw any pitch in any situation.
Iva Arquette, the batter. 18 home runs on the season, only one of them in this ballpark. And the Beavers
would. Is that right?
Yeah,
just the one last week.
Yes, his first in this ballpark. So he's due, isn't he, at home?
He's due. Except it was last Monday.
Yeah. Now out to the mound goes Jackson West. They may bring a righty in, because look at Chase Williams, the left fielder. It's though they think a change is coming.
Yeah, they
do. And they're allowing the 2 right-handers who've been throwing more time. I don't think the outfielders will be walking to get together unless Jamie Arnold were coming out, unless this is a physical issue. Micah Posey is on his way out to the mound. Jamie Arnold has a big smile on his face. Jim, I'm okay with it, right?
He's out. He's coming out.
Unless this is a move because he's not feeling well physically. It's a second visit in the inning.
No, they have to take him out.
They do, but Micah's made no move to the bullpen, and the umpire's listening in, so I'm wondering if they're arguing that this is a physical issue of some sort. We're still waiting for the signal, and now here it comes. Okay.
Everybody, Florida State, they know their own biorhythms.
Their own sequence.
Yeah, and the whole thing, like you said, as the catcher walked out, the left fielder went to talk to the center fielder. That's not like the third baseman talking to the shortstop.
No.
That's a pretty long jaunt, knowing that there was going to be a bit of a pause and a pitching change, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Well, I would dare say this is a big physical right-hander coming in.
He was a two-way player. He started at Jacksonville University, and he was a hitter and a pitcher. But, Mike, when you look at his numbers and look at the opposing batting average.
It's Mason Martinez, not the other kid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said there were 2 right-handers. I could never get a read on the other number. So it's right-hander Mason Martinez. Beaver Nation again showing its class, giving a standing ovation to Jamie Arnold, who comes out. Jamie cannot win it. He hands over a runner at first, 2 down after a brilliant outing situation to a big right-hander, Mason Martinez. We'll get a station ID when we return. Iva Arquette to face Mason, a big right-hander, in a 1-1 tie in the 7th. Back after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net, where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
He is a big right-hander. Mason Martinez coming in to face Ivan Arquette. Ivan Arquette with 2 outs. Jacob Craig at first. Top of the 7th inning, a 1-1 tie. Martinez, 6'2", 246, a junior out of Lake Worth, Florida, and a transfer from Virginia Commonwealth. Before Martinez faces Iva, let's pause now. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Miles Bailey was not holding Craig on. Now he runs over there to hold Jacob on. 2 down. Iva Arquette the batter. Martinez delivers. Slider swung on and missed. Iva took a rip. No balls and a strike. Arquette singled up the middle in the first. Was driven home on a 2-out single by Wilson Weber. That's the Beavers' lone run way back in the first inning. A 1-1 tie. The Seminoles' only run unearned in the 3rd. We're in the 7th. Martinez from the stretch. Breaking ball hit foul off to the right and out of play. 0-2 the count. Mason Martinez 0-2, 5.62, his 14th appearance, 2 saves, 24 innings, 12 walks, 32 strikeouts, 5 homers given up, a batting average of .247.
I didn't even have him on my chart, Mike. He hasn't pitched in 23 days.
Jacob Craig at first, 2 down, 0-2 to Iva Arquette. Martinez to the plate. Breaking ball chased and missed. Strike 3 and the inning is over. The line on Jamie Arnold, 6 2/3, 6 hits, a run earned, a walk, and 9 strikeouts, 113 pitches. Coach Micah Posey matches up righty on righty with Arquette, and it works out with Iva swinging and missing. And now this record crowd at Goss Stadium of Coleman Field, it being officially the bottom of the 7th, rises for the 7th inning stretch. The Seminoles coming up in this 1-1 tie to the bottom of the 7th in the Corvallis Super Regional on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Want to make a difference for Oregon State University students and alumni? It's as easy as becoming a member of the OSU Alumni Association. Whether you're an OSU graduate, a family member, or a big fan and believer, become a member today and get access to exclusive perks while supporting the university you love. Purchase a membership for yourself or as a gift at fororegonstate.org/join. That's fororegonstate.org/join.
Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight, the official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Golden Retrievers Parker, Reeser, and Gill. These 3 pups are inseparable and love sporting their beaver gear. Sign up your pet today at OSUBeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
Bottom of the 7th inning, a 1-1 tie. The Beavers winning last night in thrilling fashion 5-4, scoring 3 in the bottom of the 9th to tie and winning it in the 10th. Locked into a tight, taut pitcher's duel tonight. The starter for Florida State, Jamie Arnold, projected by some to be the first pitcher taken and maybe the first player taken, is out. Ethan Kleinschmidt goes to the bottom of the 7th. 6 strong innings for Ethan. Has not allowed an earned run. He goes to work against Drew Farreau and misses down and away. 1 ball and no strikes the count on the 106th pitch of the evening for Ethan Kleinschmidt, who's already surpassed his career high of 104. The 1-0 pitch on the way, a strike on the fastball. Farreau appeared to be taking all the way. The count 1-1. The switch hitter Farreau has doubled to right and struck out on a good slider in the 4th inning. Kleinschmidt with 3 strikeouts on sliders. He misses inside with a fastball. 2-1 the count. Kleinschmidt has had the strikeout pitch working, 11 of them tonight. Last night, Beaver pitchers combined to strike out 15 Seminoles in their 5-4 win. Kleinschmidt misses badly to the backstop. 3-1. And a big pitch here. Brody DeLamalure, the designated hitter, on deck. Kleinschmidt has walked 2, but he's behind a Farreau who would gladly take a Jim Bouton special here. 3 balls and a strike and a 1-1 tie, bottom of the 7th. Kleinschmidt to the plate. Ball 4. Now, Rich Dorman and the Beaver coaching staff, they've got to be thinking in terms of how long they want to go with their guy. And here comes Rich now. Leif Palmer and Zach Kamatz have both been throwing off and on the last couple of innings. Kleinschmidt has pitched a brilliant ball game. Now, we don't see the Beaver outfielders walking to meet up, so we don't know if that was certainly a tell for the Seminoles that they were about to make a change, and so is Rich Dorman. He will make a call to the bullpen here, and I believe it'll be big Leif Palmer coming in, and it is. Leif Palmer will come on. Now, we're going to keep things here and let you hear the love showered upon Ethan Kleinschmidt, who will be coming out, trying to pitch the Beavers to Omaha. He has done his part. 6 innings plus, no earned runs, 11 strikeouts, 2 hits. And Ethan gets the baseball from Kleinschmidt, and Ethan comes walking off before this record crowd at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Leif Palmer into the game. It's a different side. It's a different look and style. We'll talk about it when we return. The call to the bullpen presented by Wilson Equipment. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done. 1-1, bottom of the 7th. Back after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
Hey Beaver fans, thinking of hosting a game day watch party or just enjoying some good food with good friends? Reese's deliciously convenient deli salads and ready to heat and share side dishes are always a fan favorite and ready for fun when you are. And as Reese's celebrates 75 years of good times, we can confirm that time flies when you're having fun. Here's to 75 years and counting. Reese's, we're made for good times.
Leif Palmer getting ready to face what appears to be a pinch hitter in James Hankerson Jr., who would bat for the right-hand hitting Brody DeLamalure. In a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning, a leadoff walk. Drew Farreau does a nice job. He appeared intent. He took the first pitch. It was a strike, but Ethan, perhaps tiring in the heat here. It's been in the mid-80s from the start of the game and all the way into a little past 8 o'clock. And Farreau does a nice job to get on base. And now James Hankerson Jr. is officially introduced. He's at 267, a couple of homers, 9 runs batted in. He has not attempted a sacrifice. Oh, he may have attempted it, but he's not successfully executed one. No sac hits. Florida State with only 10 in this 25 campaign. Drew Farreau, 8 for 13 in stolen bases. Leif Palmer comes set, and the right-hander fires over to first. 8 for 13 is Farreau. He gets back. Leif Palmer, his 17th appearance, 2-0, an ERA of 2.17, 2 saves, 29 innings, 15 hits, 14 walks, 18 strikeouts, a batting average against of 161. Leif kicks and comes to the plate. Fastball evidently missed somewhere. I hear your Jim.
I thought it was a good pitch. It was on the corner. I mean, it was not like down the middle.
Pretty good pitch, and Palmer instead of 0-1 is 1-0. A leadoff walk to Drew Farreau. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the 7th. Palmer's 1-0 pitch is inside. Ball 2, 2-0. What a big difference not getting the 0-0 pitch a strike. Now 2-0.
Remember when I talked about the batter's eye? See, now that everybody's in the shade, but the batter's eye is the sun.
Still glaring.
It has glare to it.
No sun at all for any of the fielders to deal with now. 2-0, Palmer to the plate. A ground ball to Carraway. He goes to second to Singer for 1, on to first. Not in time, but the Beavers get the lead runner on the fielder's choice, 5-4.
That's the thing about those shifts. It's hard to even know. And Singer and Arquette are talking about it right now. And I think they're talking about whether or not
an illegal slide?
That he didn't slide. Or did he? I don't know.
Yeah, Mitch Canham has come out, and did he go out of the baseline on the slide or not slide? And the Beavers are hopeful. Maybe they're asking. Mitch Canham came out.
Get the automatic.
So
yeah,
they're okay.
Slide,
so Jimmy, what?
Rule.
Yeah, go ahead. What? Explain.
I'm not sure. Because to be honest with you, I wasn't watching. I was just sort of
right.
As Singer took the ball, I was wondering. Okay, now where was Iva? Because I was trying to figure out maybe
who's going to take
the throw, and that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, and teams have to work on that. They have to practice situationally, like literally who takes in some situations. Like if in that situation, Iva was probably closer. And did you see how Singer had to run a long way?
Yeah, he had a long way to go, and Trent kind of threw a changeup over there. I thought, wondering who was going to get there.
Yeah, and Hankerson sneaky fast down the line for a big fella.
Interesting when okay, so the slide, he did slide. The runner Hankerson slid, but what the Beavers are arguing, and we saw this called or not called in 2005 in Omaha. The Beavers breakthrough year, a double play ball. Micah Owens, remember that guy for Tulane? The Beavers had a double play ball turned, and Owens came up with a high slide and rendered the throw from Ryan Gibson, I believe, wide of first. And instead of a double play, and Pat Casey came out and argued vehemently that Owens had slid illegally in coming up and should have been called out.
What do you think here? I did see a replay. I didn't see anything that I think is going to
overturn the call.
Yeah, for the automatic double play.
But you see what Mitch was at least asking about.
Yeah,
here comes the call.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner's out. There is no first place slide rule. Oregon State is charges one challenge with one remaining.
Okay.
So, no.
Yeah. So it was no Mike Owens kind of play. Pat was really heated, I remember, 20 years ago in Omaha. The breakthrough year, a very special breakthrough year. The Beavers are trying to win tonight and go again.
Good job by Leif Palmer through it all, because he went behind 2-0.
Yeah.
And got, for the most part, a weak ground ball to third base.
A 1-1 tie, bottom of the 7th, 1 out. Jackson West, the batter. Palmer delivers. Fastball just outside, ball 1. 1-0. And you can hear Jamie Arnold say to Leif Palmer with Eddie Arnold, "Welcome to my world." 1 no strikes to Jackson West. A 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 7th. Drew Farrow at first. Big Leif out of the stretch. The right-hander of the plate, very high. Ball 2. 2-0. We talk about Big Leif, and he is. The Golden Boy, as Rich Dorman has dubbed him, out of Golden, Colorado. 6'6", 207.
Each of the first 2 hitters, the first pitch he thought he threw what he thought was a strike and then missed badly and has a 2-0 count.
The 2-0 pitch, West shows bunt, takes a strike. A throw down to first, kind of sneaky by Wilson Weber, but Hankerson able to get back. 2-1 the count to Jackson West. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the 7th inning.
You know who you pick off on those? You pick off the first base coach, because sometimes the guy will put his head back, but if the first base coach is always watching, which they're always supposed to, he'll see the throw and he'll say, "Get back."
Brad Vanderglass, the first base coach for Florida State. A line drive base hit to center field. Cannon Reeder plays it on a hop. And Florida State has a little something going here now, and leadoff walks often can lead to a productive frame. And that's what the Seminoles got to chase Ethan Kleinschmidt here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on, 1 out. Chase Williams, the batter. Chase against Ethan Kleinschmidt, struck out and grounded to second. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the 7th inning. Florida State is attempting to play its way into a winner-take-all game tomorrow. If we have one, it would be at 6 o'clock here at Goff Stadium at Coleman Field. 2 on, 1 out. Palmer to the plate. Williams swings and misses at the late fastball. 0-1 the count.
93 miles an hour on the fastball.
Oregon State Credit Union, the official credit union of OSU Athletics. Join tonight. Visit OregonStateCU.com/join. 2 on, 1 out. The strike one fastball, fisted foul towards Waldo Hall. Good pitch in on the hands, and Leif ahead of the count to Chase Williams. No balls and 2 strikes.
Heading into the 7th inning of the 2nd game, Williams has only put the ball in play once, and that was on a breaking ball.
Drew Farrow at second, Jackson West at first. 1 out. The strike 2 pitch, fastball hit foul again towards Waldo Hall and out of play. Gage Harrelson on deck.
I think you're going to see Palmer continually throw the fastball. I think at the 0-2 count, maybe try to elevate a fastball here, because Williams did chase a couple of times last night.
2 on, 1 out, a 1-1 tie, bottom of the 7th. Palmer ready, the strike 2 pitch, breaking ball, stroke to right center field. Reeder on the run, makes the catch. 2 down. Excellent play by Cannon Reeder to take away what would have been perhaps a 2-run double. He catches up with it, and Gage Harrelson, the batter.
What you hear people say is, why speed up his bat? He's unable to hit the fastball. In 2 nights, he has just not hit a fastball. And he went with a breaking ball and sped up the kid's bat. And fortunately for Oregon State, Cannon Reeder with a good read and a nice play. The ball was down about knee high where he caught it.
Not an easy play at all. Cannon with a good read and catch. And now Gage Harrelson, the batter. Palmer to the plate, changeup, slashed foul down the left field line and out of play towards the party deck and left. 0-1 the count to Gage. The leadoff hitter is grounded to third, struck out and walked against Ethan Kleinschmidt. 1-1, bottom of the 7th. 2 on, 2 out. Leif Palmer on in relief of Ethan Kleinschmidt, who was brilliant. Palmer's strike 1 fastball low. The count 1-1 to Gage Harrelson.
Like many of these Florida State players, he's a transfer. Started his career in Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Back in 23, he was a freshman All-American.
2 on, 2 out, a 1-1 tie. Palmer to the plate. Harrelson takes the fast one high. Ball 2. 2-1. Alex Lodice, the on-deck hitter, with Drew Farrow at second base. Or pardon me, James Hankerson Jr., the runner at second. Jackson West, just the 3rd hit of the night for the Seminoles, gets his lead from first. Palmer set, the 6'6" righty to the plate. Breaking ball inside. Ball 3, 3-1.
Good pitch, but he needed a strike right there and didn't get it. So 3-1. You really got to be careful here with the guy on deck, Alex Lodiz.
3-1 the count. 2 on, 2 out. Palmer ready. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball lifted foul to the left and out of play. Big lay through a strike when he needed to. Now it's 3-2 with 2 down. Hankerson will run from second. Jackson West from first. The crowd, a record crowd, rising to their feet to cheer Leif Palmer on.
Obviously, runners will be moving.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Palmer ready. The runners go. A line drive, base hit to center field. Florida State will take the lead. The throw coming into third, not in time. Coming in to score is James Hankerson Jr. and the Seminoles break through and lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th and have runners at the corners and 2 outs. Another 2-out hit for a run batted in. The earlier run today in the 3rd was unearned on a 2-out hit. They have 5 2-out hits for runs in this Super Regional. They lead it 2-1. The Beavers will have a gathering at the mound with Alex Lodiz coming to the plate. A gigantic run at third base represented by Jackson West. With the Beavers falling behind 2-1 and perhaps just trying to set themselves up again for can you go storybook fairy tale type finish 2 nights in a row? Well, maybe. It's a tall order. The Seminoles have taken the lead in the 7th. The Beavers will have to find the comeback trail if they want to settle this Super Regional tonight. Rich Dorman on his way out to the mound. Well, we heard the crowd going absolutely crazy, but a silencer of sorts, save for the 400 so Seminoles fans here in our ballpark. The only ones making noise now with a chant of "Let's go Noles." They've taken the lead 2-1 and have runners at first and third and 2 down, and Coach Dorman is going to go to the bullpen again with a call to the pen going out presented by Wilson Equipment. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done. A new pitcher coming in. The Seminoles break through and lead it 2-1. Back after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Beaver fans, Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line. Spot calving glaciers, breaching hunchback whales. With a cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours. Depart conveniently from the Pacific Northwest all summer long. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on the best onboard package. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, the official cruise line partner of OSU. Go Beavs!
Mitch Cannon teaches his team the values of hard work, dedication, and swinging for the fences. That's the same philosophy at Umpqua Dairy. For over 90 years, they've produced award-winning ice cream. Just like the Beavers baseball team, Umpqua Dairy has picked up its fair share of national championships through the years. Check out their flavor of the month at umpquadairy.com and find their Oregon-made ice cream at your favorite grocery store. Umpqua Dairy and OSU baseball, a home run combination. All health plans do what's required. Pacific Source Health Plans does a little more than that. They provide human service, not automated phone trees, and they offer extra support for members who may be struggling. Pacific Source Health Plans, going beyond what's required to put members first. Right-hander Wyatt Queen gets the call out of the Beavers bullpen here in the bottom of the 7th. The Seminoles have broken through. They had 2 hits going into the inning. They have 2 hits and a run here in the bottom of the 7th and lead it 2-1. Wyatt Queen brought in to face Alex Lodiz with Ethan Kleinschmidt on the hook for that run. That's his run. He walked the leadoff hitter. And it would indeed be a tough luck loss if the Beavers aren't able to come back and pick Ethan up. Just 1 earned run allowed by Ethan
in the ballgame. The Wyatt Queen has a big job here, Jimmy. That's a gigantic run represented at third by Jackson West, and he's got Alex Lodis to deal with first and third, 2 down.
Yeah, it's kind of a surprising move in that, you would think that Queen is a candidate to be a third-day starter. But as Oregon State showed last night, I mean, keep playing the one you're playing in.
Trying to win this ball game. A throw to first base, and back to the bag steps Gage Harrelson, who is a runner, 15 of 18. And the Noles fans making a lot of noise. And the Beaver fans trying to respond to give some encouragement to Wyatt Queen. First and third, 2 down, a run in. Queen delivers, and it's swung on and fouled off the end of the bat by Lodis. 0-1 the count.
First pitch slider from Wyatt Queen, and a good one.
Lodis struck out, walked, and bounced into an inning-ending force play against Ethan Kleinschmidt. A throw to first base, and Gage Harrelson back. Pretty quick move by Queen. Gage 15 of 18 in stolen bases. No balls and a strike to Alex Lodis.
You would think that they're going to let Lodis hit.
From the stretch, Wyatt Queen comes back to the plate. Breaking ball, fouled at the plate. The count 0-2. Wyatt with a start against USC in the elimination game on Monday. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, just 1 earned run.
A couple of good breaking balls to Lodis. The first pitch was a slider, and then he came back with more of a curveball, more off speed.
First and third, 2 down, 2-1 Seminoles, 0-2 to Lodis. Queen to the plate, got him swinging, and the inning is over. And that's a big lift that Queen gives the Beavers to keep the damage at 1. However, Florida State does break through and take the lead. We go to the 8th. Gavin Turley, Wilson Weber, and Trent Caraway, the scheduled hitters. After 7, with the Seminoles trying to stay alive and force a decisive Game 3 tomorrow. FSU 2, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Pacific Office Automation is an official sponsor of Oregon State Athletics. Let us help you create your total office solution with copiers and printers, security systems and cameras, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, including carrier services, plus temperature sensing kiosks and more. The one source for all your office technology solutions. Go to pacificoffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Two to 1 Seminoles as we move to the top of the 8th inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Right-hander Mason Martinez, who struck out Iva Arquette to end the 7th inning. Getting ready to face Gavin Turley, Wilson Weber, and Trent Caraway. Both starters are done, Jimmy, and both Ethan Kleinschmidt, Jamie Arnold acquitted themselves superbly in this super regional matchup. Kleinschmidt can only lose the game. He can't win it. Right now he's the pitcher of record with the Beavers trailing 2-1. Arnold a no decision, but boy, those guys were good.
It was a good matchup. I mean, we talked about it being a good matchup from the start, a marquee matchup, and both pitchers lived up to their billings.
Gavin Turley against Mason Martinez. Gavin against Jamie Arnold, struck out, was hit by a pitch, and popped out. Mason works from the stretch with nobody on. 2-1 Florida State. First pitch fastball strike. The count 0-1 to Gavin.
3 straight breaking balls Martinez threw to Arquette. That's the first fastball we've seen, and Gavin Turley was probably a little bit surprised.
Martinez again from the stretch. The 6-2 right-hander set, comes back with the 0-1 slider up and in. Ball 1, 1-1.
Boy, if you can recognize it, that's the one to swing at. You'll crush it. It's just the trouble is keeping it fair because it's a breaking ball in the inner half.
The Beavers home run king and RBI king awaits Martinez, down 2-1 in the top of the 8th. The pitch to Gavin, breaking ball up, ball 2-1.
That's when you're a hitter. You say, could you just get that thing down a little bit? Because he did leave that on the inside half, and it looked a little bit flat.
The Beavers scored a run in the first, have been blanked since. We're in the 8th, 2-1 Florida State. The 2-1 pitch to Gavin. He checks his swing. No swing on the breaking ball, and a take. Ball 3-1. It was a leadoff walk that fueled Florida State's breakthrough inning last inning. The Beavers would gladly take their chances with that, too, although Turley has a good hitter's count. 3-1, leading off the top of the 8th. Martinez set. The 3-1 pitch to Gavin. Fastball inside, ball 4, and the Beavers get their leadoff walk, and we'll see how they want to deal with it. Wilson Weber coming up.
That's good discipline because 3-1, you're thinking about, you're a home run hitter and the best home run hitter the Beavers have ever had. You're thinking about homering, quite frankly. But the pitch was up and in, and it was out of the zone, and obviously a walk isn't such a bad deal, and Oregon State has a leadoff hitter aboard.
Wilson Weber, the batter, meeting at the mound. I don't see Chase Williams moving over to fellowship with his center fielder Max Williams, although they're drawing perilously close to one another, if I may invoke Sheryl Crow. And I think we're going to have another pitching change, Jimmy, just based again on the center fielder Tate out in left center field.
Yeah, and then I can use my Peyton Prescott stuff again.
Well, the meeting's broken up by home plate umpire Brian Marine, while the Williams fellows, no relation, talk with one another. Does this mean that the coach is going to come out? No, I guess they were just chatting it up.
I'll tell you what, Wilson Weber he's hit fastballs, he's hit breaking balls, been pretty darn good.
He comes to the plate here, having driven in the Beavers' lone run back in the first inning, and now after all of that, here comes Micah Posey, and one can only assume that was to give the right-hander Prescott a little more time to get ready. And Posey, a slow walk out to the mound, and we assume a change is coming as once again all three outfielders, that's the tell, will get together out in center. 2-1 Florida State. And we'll see, I think, Peyton Prescott coming in to face Wilson Weber here in the top of the 8th inning. A leadoff walk to Gavin Turley. The Beavers broke through against the Seminoles bullpen last night in a dramatic way with 3 in the bottom of the 9th and a run to win it in the 10th. Trying to make some noise in the 8th, eradicate a 2-1 deficit. Micah Posey finally makes the indication, I think, that he wants to go to the bullpen, and he does. So a pitching change at hand in the 8th. The tying run at first, top of the 8th inning. 2-1 Florida State. Back after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey there, Beaver fans. Holt Ag Solutions is proud to be your premier dealer for top tractor brands like Massey Ferguson, Fendt, and more right here in Oregon. With expert technicians and quality parts, we are here to support your operation from start to finish. Stop by any of our Oregon locations to see the latest models from Fendt, Massey Ferguson, and all your favorite ag brands at Holt Ag Solutions. Or call 888-HOLT-006 to talk with one of our ag experts today.
Peyton Prescott into the ball game for Florida State. a good ball game it is. 2-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Florida State in front. The Beavers winning as thrilling of a game as I've ever seen in 26 years in this ballpark last night. And that's a tough act to follow. Indeed, what will the Beavers do for an encore? Well, maybe we're going to find out. They're down a run in the top of the 8th inning. Gavin Turley drawing a leadoff walk. Wilson Weber, the batter. Peyton Prescott loosening up. 5-0, an ERA of 5.56. This is his 23rd appearance, 2 saves, 34 innings, 42 hits allowed, 16 walks, 41 strikeouts, a batting average against of 304. Wilson Weber will step in. One other note, just to complete the thought, by the way, as Tallahassee has come to Corvallis, Florida State making its first ever trip as a program to the Pacific Northwest, and I would think in almost any sport, I don't remember any kind of intersectional game of Florida State. Maybe they've been out for a basketball game over the years, perhaps. I know football hasn't out here anyway. But Tallahassee, Florida, population 210,000, and the great redhead, Red Barber, one of the legends of the sportscasting profession, in his retirement for 11 years every Friday, chopped it up with Bob Edwards, Fridays with Red. Wilson Weber steps in now. That's a good book, by the way, too. 2-1, Florida State. Wilson Weber takes a breaking ball from Peyton Prescott, down and away, ball 1. Turley, the tying run at first. Prescott from the stretch comes to Wilson, who's tied up, fooled by the breaking ball. Kind of a half-hearted swing, went around. 1-1 to Weber, who hasn't been getting cheated much of late. Tonight he's 2 for 3 and has hit the ball hard 3 times, Jimmy.
Yeah, good hard slider from Peyton Prescott.
Trent Caraway on deck. Fastball, good pitch. Strike 2, 99 per, so that's a pretty good velo. And the count 1-2, there is that. That's the hardest pitch anyone's thrown in the Super Regional. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wilson Weber. 2-1 Seminoles in the 8th. Turley at first, nobody out. Fastball at 100. First time I've seen that on that board out in right center field. 2-2 the count, down and away.
Yeah, you can throw whatever you want down there.
Yeah.
I'm filming.
2-2 to Wilson. Gavin Turley drawing the leadoff walk. Peyton Prescott in, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Noles. Comes to Weber, and he's on the 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Fouls it straight back. 2-2 the count.
He was right on that. Good swing. I always used to say if you go straight back with it, you're on it.
Trent Caraway, the on-deck hitter. Gavin Turley at first, nobody out. Top of the 8th, 2-1 Florida State. Breaking ball, fisted foul. Hard slider at 86. Weber fought it off. Fouling it off over the Omaha room. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I remember facing a guy named Rudy Cianes, and he was one of the first of the 100. He was one of the ahead of the curve on the 100-mile-an-hour club.
2-2 to Wilson Weber. Turley at first, nobody out. Breaking ball, pop foul, back of the plate. Good battle. So how'd you do with it?
I think I had about 1 hit in 5 at-bats, couple of strikeouts.
And the velo was different, though.
Oh, it was different. I overswang is what I knew he was throwing hard. I tended
tried to
overswing.
match it almost, yeah.
But he was one of those guys, you just see the ball right out of his hand. He could throw you a breaking ball and you just, nothing.
2-2 to Wilson Weber. 2-1 Noles, top of the 8th. A long hold. The 2-2 fastball chased and missed. Wilson went after a pitch up and in and strikes out. 1 away, and that can happen too with the power guys. You've been crediting the Beaver batters, Jimmy. Trent Caraway to the plate. That their approach has been pretty good, even with all of the Jamie Arnold stuff. You get into a hitter's count like Turley. You gave him credit for laying off a pitch 3-1 and took ball 4. That elevated fastball tantalizing for Weber. He went after it, and now Caraway the batter. Hard throwing Mason Martinez to the plate. Fastball up and in, rocking Caraway back at 97. 1-0 the count.
It's tough because Wilson Weber's a good fastball hitter. And he saw a fastball, but unfortunately that was used against him as the ball was up and in.
Gavin Turley, the tying run at first, top of the 8th inning. 1-0 to Caraway. Martinez delivers a slider, foul to the right and out of play by Trent. 1-1 the count. Caraway has walked, bounced into a force play and struck out. And Ryan Gibson with an offensive timeout here. Wants to reset a little bit, maybe talk. I know they have a book on all the pitchers, but maybe it's a reminder a little bit of things to look for. And we just saw Weber strike out, chasing an elevated pitch out of the zone. Gippy calls time and gets together with Gavin Turley, the tying run at first. Trent Caraway, the batter. 1 out, top of the 8th, 2-1 Florida State, trying to force a decisive Game 3 tomorrow.
Ron Callan asked me before the game, what's the over-under total runs scored today? I said 6, knowing that, well, first of all, it's the final score could be 4-2 or whatever, but trying to encourage him to go over. But I thought 5 was my first instinct.
No, I got you. And I was saying to people,
you're talking about a couple of good pitches.
3-2, 4-3, the score I was throwing around earlier today. I thought the final might be. It's 2-1 Florida State in the 8th. The meeting broken up. Now the 1-1 pitch to Caraway. Fastball up and in. Good take in the count, 2-1.
Boy, Landon Turley had an inkling to go, but he was just bluffing. Had he gone, he'd have walked in standing up at second base.
2 balls and a strike. Gavin Turley drawing the leadoff walk to open the inning. Now Caraway with a count of 2-1 with 1 out. 2-1 Florida State. Fast off speed. Taken low and inside. Caraway thought it was ball 4. Tossed the bat away. Kind of waves it off. Try to laugh it off a little bit. The count is 3-1. I said off speed. It was off from 100. It was still 96, down and in.
But it did have more movement.
Yeah, down and in.
Well, earlier Brian Marine tried to ring a guy up with 2 strikes. So
3-1 to Caraway. Turley at first. The 3-1 pitch, a ground ball to second. This will be a double play. Ferrota Lodis for 1, and there it is. Double play, and again the Beavers are down to their final 3 outs. They'll need a run in the 9th. They hope it's only 1. They were up to the task for 3 last night. A little tougher challenge it feels to try to run that back 2 nights in a row. 4-6-3 double play ball. Florida State 3 outs away from a tomorrow at the end of 7.5. The Seminoles 2, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
As Reese's celebrates a milestone anniversary, we're thankful to be part of your good times for 75 years. Our deliciously easy deli salads and ready-to-heat and serve side dishes are always a home run or grand slam, perfect for rounding out a buffet or last-minute entertaining. Keep the good times coming with deli salads and sides from Reese's. Here's to 75 years and counting. Reese's, we're made for good times.
The Beavers picked up a stolen base back in the first inning, and it played a big role in the Beavers' only run. Ivar Arquette stole second, and on a 2-out hit came home when Wilson Weber banged a base hit to left field. The Beavers led 1-0 after that stolen base and 2-out hit from the Beavers' catcher. The Seminoles, an unearned run in the 3rd to tie, took the lead last inning in their half of the 7th, and they lead it 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. All stolen bases by the Bees, brought to you by Steel. In baseball, being good means being consistent. Consistency in outdoor power equipment is Steel strength. Real Steel. Find yours. Visit steeldealers.com and go Bees. Wyatt Queen trying to make sure that the Beavers are only dealing with a 1-run deficit going to the 9th. Goes to work on Max Williams. Max, the left-hand hitting center fielder, takes outside from Wyatt, ball 1.
3-4-5 for the Seminoles here in the 8th.
Queen's 1-0 pitch lifted foul towards Waldo Hall to the left. 1-1 the count. When the Beavers bat in the 9th, A.J. Singer, Tice Peterson, and Cannon Reeder, the scheduled hitters. Jimmy, you and I were talking here in the McGrath family press box. maybe a Dallas Macias showing in the ninth. We'll
I
see.
would be surprised if he doesn't hit for Peterson.
The 1-1 pitch on the way. Wyatt misses up and away with a breaking ball. Ball 2. 2-1 to Max Williams. Max, a clutch 2-out run scoring single in the third. When the Seminoles cashed in on an inning opening error, they cashed in on a leadoff walk last inning with a 2-out hit. The 2-1 breaking ball bends in for a strike from Wyatt Queen. 2-2 to Max Williams.
Queen's got good stuff. I mean, part of it is his ability to throw breaking ball strikes, but not just one breaking ball. He's got a slider and a curveball.
2-2 the count to Max Williams. 2-1 Florida State in the bottom of the eighth. The 2-2 breaking ball is just off the plate. Ball 3, good take by Max Williams. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Williams said, you look at him, you don't think center fielder when you look at him, but boy, he's a good ball player.
Yeah, really good player. Queen ready, the 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled at the plate. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice pitch from Wyatt Queen, not even really sure what it was. 88 miles an hour. Looked like maybe a 2-seam fastball.
It's got kind of a gyro slider, Dorman calls it. The 3-2 pitch is drilled up the middle into center field. Base hit. Florida State gets a leadoff single here in the 8th. They took advantage of a leadoff walk last inning to score a run. And now get a leadoff base hit here. Miles Bailey, the batter. Bailey homered last night. He's 0 for 3 today. And not a guy likely up there to lay one down. It's just not really part of the modus operandi for these Seminoles. 10 sacrifice hits on the year, and they're in the middle of the order now. Their cleanup hitter, in fact, up. Max Williams held on by Jacob Craig. Good breaking ball in there for a strike to Miles Bailey. 0-1 the count.
Big kid, a true freshman, mentioned last night, opened the season as the first baseman, hitting in the 8 hole.
The strike 1 pitch, Bailey takes the fastball away. Beautiful night. Throw to first from Weber, not in time. It has cooled off to a very pleasant 77 degrees before the largest crowd in Goss Stadium of Coleman Field history, 4,408. Seminoles lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Miles Bailey 0 for 3 at the plate. The left-handed hitter awaits Queen. The 1-1 slider in there. Strike 2. 1-2 the count.
The big kid homered last night. That's his only hit of the series. 0 for 3 tonight, striking out in the second and grounding out twice.
Ethan Kleinschmidt started for the Beavers and was magnificent. 11 strikeouts through 6. The 1-2 pitch from Queen. Breaking ball got him swinging. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Cal Fisher will be the hitter. The Beaver pitchers have combined to strike out 13. They had 15 last night. And we say all of that and still give a great deal of credit to Florida State's scrappiness and toughness and approach at the plate, the strikeouts notwithstanding. Cal Fisher, the batter. The Noles lead it 2-1, bottom of the 8th. Cal has grounded to second, struck out twice. Queen delivers. Breaking ball fouled back. No balls and 1 strike to Cal. Again, when the Beavers bat in the top of the 9th inning, A.J. Singer, Tice Peterson, and Cannon Reeder, the scheduled hitters.
Jacob Craig looming right in behind.
Queen's strike 1 pitch, breaking ball down and away, backhanded by Wilson Weber. 1-1 the count. Wyatt and Wilson the battery. Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Ivar Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third, Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Talt in right. The winds have died down completely. They were blowing out pretty noticeably at the start of the game, a couple of hours, several hours back, but the flag's not really moving at all, just a gentle ripple. A throw to first base, Max Williams back.
Actually, very pleasant right now. You look around, it's like, wow.
1 ball and 1 strike to Cal Fisher. 2-1 Seminoles, bottom of the 8th. Wyatt misses high with a fastball. Ball 2, 2-1. The dangerous Drew Farreau on deck. Interesting approach by Fisher, the way he gets ready to hit. He's turning his back away completely from the pitcher and looking to Tim Hennessy and the fans behind home plate. Now he steps in. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And the count 2-2.
Now he's talking to himself. Yeah. That pitch was about shoulder high. Now he's looking in the dugout. Anywhere but the pitcher, right?
2 balls and 2 strikes to Cal. 2-1 Florida State. Bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out. Max Williams at first, held on by Craig. Wyatt to the plate. Fastball hit foul to the left, carrying beyond the upper grandstand and again towards Waldo Hall. Waldo in this ballpark growing up together. They've been here since 1907. Waldo to the left, home plate right below. Fixed in the same spot since 1907, the oldest ballpark in continuous use in our country. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a record crowd in this ballpark tonight. 4,408 trying to cheer Wyatt Queen on. Slider misses, and the count goes full to 3-2.
Almost wondering why Cal Fisher, I mean, he didn't even look ready to hit. And I wish he would have been, because the pitch was very close. I think it was wide, but it would have been a good swing and miss pitch.
3-2 the count to Cal Fisher. The switch hitter Drew Farreau next. A big 4-hole for Cal Fisher to shoot through on the right side. The 3-2 pitch, runner goes, breaking ball, base hit to left field. Rounding second, on his way to third, and getting in there safely with a head-first slide is Max Williams. And the Seminoles with runners at first and third and 1 out and a chance for some precious insurance here. Hit and run on 3-2, and it works out perfectly for Florida State. First and third, 1 out, Drew Farreau, the batter.
I don't think, if Cal Fisher is not running on the play, I don't think he makes third base. I think it'd be first and second, which obviously still a rally in our midst, but the first and third is problematic. I think, these guys don't bunt a lot, but boy,
it's a situation that would call for it now, doesn't it? The Beavers are having a meeting at the mound. Rich Dorman has not joined it. 2-1 Florida State, top of the 8th inning. And Drew Farreau will be the hitter with 1 sacrifice hit on the year. The Beavers trying to drown out a bit of the Seminoles Tom and a Hawk chop going on to our right with "Let's Go Beavers" in unison. Drew Farreau to the plate, does have 1 sacrifice of the 10 on the year. First and third, 1 out, 2-1 Seminoles, bottom of the 8th inning. Florida State looking for some precious insurance in the bottom half. The Beavers are hopeful they'll have another dramatic rally when they come to the plate in the 9th tonight. Queen with the infield, a double play depth, delivers to Farreau, low and inside, ball 1, 1-0.
Baseball's a funny game. Maybe Wyatt Queen can get the batter here to hit the ball as hard as Trent Caraway did to end the last inning.
The 1-0 pitch, a strike. That led to an inning-ending double play. Beaver Baseball brought to you by Knife River. Knife River is building Beaver Nation and making communities stronger. Knife River, a people-first company. First and third, 1 out. 2-1 Florida State, bottom of the 8th. Wyatt Queen with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Drew Farreau. Wyatt to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count 1-2 on deck. James Hankerson Jr.
Obviously the strikeout is what Wyatt Queen's shooting for, and you'll see these next 2 to 3 pitches, however many it takes, but these are strikeout pitches. He's going to try to go with his best stuff.
Williams at third. Fisher at first. The 1-2 pitch, he gets a strikeout pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. Strike 3, 2 down. Farreau, a tough hitter, goes down swinging. He had doubled earlier and walked. And now with 2 away, James Hankerson Jr., the batter. Now they eschewed bunt. A third run seemed pretty important, but Farreau a good hitter. I get it. It's not what they do. But they didn't even show it. And now Queen trying to keep it a one-run affair when the Beavers come to the plate in the ninth. Wyatt delivers, slider, strike, and the count 0-1 to James Hankerson Jr.
Interesting situation at first base. If I'm Jacob Craig, I'm actually, instead of holding him I'd move in around behind him because of the big left-handed bat. Cal Fisher, of all their guys, they run a lot, but Fisher's not one of them.
No, and Max Williams not much of a runner at third either. The strike one pitch, Hankerson takes low in the turf, and the count 1-1 strike. I see exactly what you're talking about, Jim. Just a step or two off to give yourself a little more depth.
And then as you anticipate Queen going home, you kind of need to sneak another step or two back.
2-1 Seminoles, bottom of the eighth, first and third, 2 down. The 1-1 pitch to Hankerson Jr. swung out and missed on the off-speed pitch in the turf. The count 1-2, and Queen is a strike away from keeping it a one-run affair. And Beaver Nation, led by the Sanders family, Ryan Gunderson, the football coaches, they're all up, leading the cheers, hoping to get some momentum built for the Beavers' quest in the ninth to fight back again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the eighth, 2-1 Seminoles. First and third, 2 down. Queen ready. Comes to Hankerson Jr. with a runner going low. Ball 2, 2-2.
I was going to mention, Mike, that I wouldn't be surprised to see Cal Fisher at this point as bad as Hankerson, because Hankerson looked bad on the breaking ball. Go ahead. He was actually going to stop up.
Yeah.
But he saw there was just no throw, no play, but went ahead and took second. And to an extent that it helps Oregon State, at least defensively.
Craig now deep at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch is a slider which just misses. Ball 3, 3-2. A thorn in the Beavers' side. Jackson West on deck. 3-2 to James Hankerson Jr. The Seminoles leading 2-1, trying to, they feel like, seal the game with a 2-out hit again. Wyatt Queen trying to keep it a one-run affair going to the ninth. The right-hander ready. The 3-2 pitch, a chopper foul into the Seminoles dugout. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another good ball game, Jimmy. The Beavers hope for another dramatic finish. It's asking a lot for the boys, as Mitch and everybody calls them, to go do it again. Wyatt Queen trying to keep it a one-run affair right here. Max Williams at third, Cal Fisher at second, 2 down, 3-2 to Hankerson Jr. Wyatt delivers, breaking ball taken just outside, ball 4. And not just outside, according to Brian Marine, but Wyatt Queen inquired, was it up? And Marine said yes by a gesture of the hand that it was up. Ball 4 to load the bases.
Yeah, I thought it was up. I thought it might have caught the plate, but I thought it was too high. Probably got the right call there.
Jackson West, the batter. And Rich Dorman on his way to the mound with the bases loaded, 2 down. Bottom of the eighth, the ball game indeed on the line. The Beavers trailing 2-1. And I'm checking with my correspondent, says that no one is throwing in either bullpen. So Rich is out to talk about the plan here for West, who hit the ball hard. That Trent Caraway misplayed into an error. The ball was smoked, though. It was hit hard right at him. It got through. He ended up scoring an unearned run, did Jackson, in the third. Grounded out in the fifth, singled to center in the seventh. Part of the uprising for the Seminoles to take the lead at 2-1. The Noles enjoy that advantage now here in the bottom of the eighth. Rich Dorman turns and walks back to the dugout. And before Jackson West steps in, bases loaded, 2 down. Let's pause now 10 seconds for station identification. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Two to 1 Seminoles. Bottom of the eighth. Bases loaded, 2 down. Wyatt Queen from the stretch. The right-hander to West. A fastball outside. Ball 1. 1-0.
Obviously a huge situation for the Beavers. Try to go into the ninth just needing 1.
They scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th last night to tie, won it in the 10th. The 1-0 pitch is very high. Ball 2. Queen under pressure here now with the sacks full and 2 down. That was an excellent plate appearance by James Hankerson Jr. to draw ball 4, to load him up and put the pressure on Queen. 2 balls and no strikes with 2 down. Williams at third, Fisher at second, Hankerson at first. The 2-0 pitch is high and away, ball 3.
Kind of a breaking ball guy, and all of a sudden it's the fastball, but he can't find it. He's not located, and you're going to see Jackson West take not only 1 but perhaps 2 pitches here.
The 3-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 3-1, and Jackson kind of put the barrel out to distract Queen. As Jimmy, you talked about last night, it's a ploy that's been going on in the game forever. Queen found the zone on that pitch. 3-1 the count. Bases loaded, 2 down, 2-1 Florida State. Queen trying to keep it a 1-run affair. The right-hander ready. The 3-1 pitch, breaking ball, a strike, and the count 3-2. You got to have confidence in that pitch, Jimmy. 3-1 to throw the slider, and he got it knee high for a called strike.
I think Wyatt Queen has been a good breaking ball guy. I mean, with good command of both the slider and the curveball.
Williams at third, Fisher at second, Hankerson Jr. at first. They're poised to go. The 3-2 pitch, ball 4 to force in a run, and the Seminoles lead it 3-1.
Boy, and Wyatt knew it. The minute he let it go, wasn't he probably a foot outside and maybe a foot or 2 high, and did not even make the hitter, Jackson West, make a decision.
Nope. So, 3-1. Maybe it can get to the magical 4-1 again. We'll see. Chase Williams, the batter. We'll see a runner, I believe. Third base coach Ty McGahee was coming to the dugout, and we will see a pinch runner. And coming in for Florida State for the first time in the Super Regional will be B.J. Gibson, and he's one of those two-way guys for this Florida State program, Jimmy.
Yeah, wide receiver on the football team. He hasn't really played that much, but he has pinch run. I mean, the times they've used him, they've used him just like this, as a runner.
He runs for Hankerson Jr. at second. Great job by the Noles to get back-to-back walks and add to the lead at 3-1. Chase Williams, the batter, 0 for 3. 3-1 Florida State, top of the bottom of the 8th inning. Queen delivers, swung on and fouled back. 0-1 the count. Last night the Beavers rallied, kind of a rally for the ages, and it's tough to ask any team to do that again, but they're going to need at least 2. A.J. Singer, Tice Peterson, and Cannon Reeder, the scheduled hitters. Bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Florida State, trying to force a decisive game 3. Ball hit sharply to A.J. Singer. A.J. from the rim throws to first for the out to get Chase Williams to retire the side. But another gigantic run for the Seminoles. All of their runs, save for the Miles Bailey home run, have come with 2 outs. They add a run here. The Beavers need 2 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. The Noles leave the bases loaded after 8. Florida State 3, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Beaver Nation, there's nothing like celebrating a big win, right? Generations of OSU families know that you can't win in sports or life without a strong team to support you. When it comes to your health, P3 Oregon is proud to support Oregonians and the Beaver Nation. The P3 Care Team works alongside your provider to connect you with the care you need in between doctor's visits. Medication management, nursing support, health questions. Our team has got your back. Celebrate a winning season of health. Visit p3oregon.org to learn more.
The Oregon Potato Commission has teamed up with Oregon State Athletics to let everyone know how nutritious and performance-enhancing potatoes are. Did you know that potatoes are one of the most nutritious foods you can eat? Potatoes are loaded with vitamin C and have more potassium than a banana. That's why Oregon potatoes are an integral part of the Power Pack diet specifically designed to fuel Oregon State athletes. As alumni, supporters, growers, and the official state vegetable of Oregon, the Oregon Potato Commission is proud to support Beaver athletics. Go Beavs!
If you are 55 plus in our community and you've ever wanted to be an Oregon State cheerleader, well, P3 Health Partners of Oregon can make it happen. Go to osubeavers.com/senior cheer squad to learn more. Top of the 9th inning. The Beavers trail Florida State 3-1. The Seminoles are 3 outs away from forcing a decisive Game 3, which, if indeed it happens, would be tomorrow night right back here at 6:06. The Beavers down to their final 3 outs last night going to the bottom of the 9th. Mustered up one of the great rallies we've ever seen to score 3 to tie, and then went on to win it on A.J. Singer's base hit in the bottom of the 10th. And it's A.J. who will lead things off against the hard-throwing Peyton Prescott in the top of the 9th. The Seminoles trying to close this one out, up 3-1. Peyton ready, the pitch to A.J. down the middle for a strike, and the count 0-1. Singer has flied to right, bounced into a fielder's choice, and flied to center. The Beavers have had just 2 hits since the 2nd inning. They trail it 3-1 in the 9th. The 0-1 fastball, a little low to A.J. The count 1-1. Tice Peterson has a bat and is in the on-deck circle. He's the scheduled hitter, but I see Bryce Hubbard with a helmet on lurking in the dugout.
Yeah, Hubbard has the bat as well.
The 1-1 breaking ball in there to Singer, strike 2. Good pitch from Peyton Prescott. 1-2 the count.
Peterson did have a good swing back in the 4th inning when he just lined the ball to right field off of Jamie Arnold.
The 1-2 pitch, fastball, swung on and hit foul. He's a hard thrower. It's been in the upper 90s, and we've seen a 100 flash on the board as well. 1-2 to A.J. Singer with Tice in the on-deck area. The Beavers trailing 3-1 in the 9th.
Seen a lot of velocity in the last 2 days. A lot of it.
The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball in the turf, and the count 2-2.
I think the mystifying number through it all is the 306 or whatever on opposing batting average against this guy.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Peyton Prescott's 2-2 breaking ball. Good take by A.J. Laid off the slider down and away. The count goes full to 3-2. Last night it was a Wilson Weber base hit. Went to second on a misplay and left. The Beavers rally was on. Singer just trying to get on base some way, somehow. And he takes ball 4 to get on. A fastball just low, and Beaver Nation believes, okay, here we go again. A leadoff walk. The tying run will come to the plate, and it will not be Tice Peterson, a guy that was a huge part of the Beavers' comeback last night. Bryce Hubbard to the plate, Jimmy. Bryce drew a walk, and
it might actually be that Macias is being, because I see Macias near the end of the dugout. He's potentially a hitter for Craig.
Or Reeder next.
Or Reeder, yeah.
No, I'm with you. But the Beavers do. You talked last night at length about if you can down 4-1, you just wanted the tie and run.
Well,
you got it here, down 3-1 with Bryce Hubbard pinch hitting again in the 9th. He drew a walk that was huge in the Beavers' comeback win last night. Singer at first, nobody out. Hubbard swings, boy. He took a rip last night too, and he got after that first pitch and fouled it back. 0-1 the count.
I was watching batting practice earlier, and Hubbard was swinging the bat. I mean, he really, I said, wow. I really like the way he swings the bat.
4 for 19 for the Beavers in limited action. Swings and misses in the count 0-2. Bryce 4 for 19 has scored 5 runs. His 4 hits are singles. He has 3 runs batted in at .211 in spot duty for the Beavers in the regular season. Dallas Macias is moving into the on-deck area. 3-1 Seminoles, nobody out, top of the 9th. The strike 2 pitch, Hubbard pounds it foul at the plate, did a good job to get a piece of the slider and hang in. 0-2 the count.
You get to that point where you're 0-2 like that, you just got to compete.
Bryce Hubbard did so marvelously last night. A young man a long way from home, Norcross, Georgia, in a long circuitous route to get to Corvallis. Swings and misses, strike 3. 1 away, and Dallas Macias will come to the plate, representing the tying run here in the top of the 9th inning. The Seminoles have a left-hander and another right-hander both at the ready. Dallas Macias is announced for the right-hand hitting Cannon Reader. Dallas had a base hit to load the bases last night and set up Jacob Craig for Jacob's heroics. Jacob on deck. And you got to remember, too, Jimmy, that the Beavers rallied last night. Base hit to open the inning, then 2 straight outs.
Yeah, 2 straight outs, and then 2 strikes on Hubbard. Macias hit 8 home runs last year.
Dallas has 2 this year. First pitch slider, a strike, and the count 0-1 from the right-hander Peyton Prescott. 3-1 Seminoles, top of the 9th inning. Dallas Macias 4 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year, trying to get another big knock here. The 0-1 pitch, he's tied up. Chases a strike 1 pitch down in the turf, and he's down in the count 0-2. Jacob Craig on deck.
That was Dallas Macias saying, hey, if I see that fastball, boy, I'm going to go.
He thought he saw it.
Unfortunately, it was not a fastball.
A.J. Singer at first, 1 out, top of the 9th, 3-1 Florida State, 0-2 to Macias. Prescott delivers a change away, and the count 1-2.
3 straight off-speed pitches, and your Dallas Macias saying, I still haven't seen 100 yet. As a pinch hitter, I always, Mike, I like to get a swing off early. Figure out just where I'm at here because, you know, you really don't know. You don't have 3 at-bats to lean on.
1-2 to Dallas Macias. Peyton Prescott from the stretch. Works Dallas, swung on and missed, strike 3 on another off-speed pitch. 2 down. And the Beavers, as they were last night, down to their final out. They rallied for 3 to tie. They need 2 now. Jacob Craig is a guy that can run into 1. He's got 13 home runs on the year. He's big and powerful. Strength against strength here, perhaps. He comes to the plate. He got a slider that he drilled for a 2-run single into the left field corner to tie in the bottom of the 9th last night. He's up in the top of the 9th now. 2 outs, 3-1 Seminoles. The pitch to Jacob, slider for a strike, and the count 0-1.
That's a good pitch from Peyton Prescott. Good hard slider, but catches the corner and gets the call.
A.J. Singer drew a leadoff walk. He's at first after back-to-back strikeouts. 2 down. The 0-1 slider. Jacob tried to check his swing, and he went around, and he did. And the count 0-2, and the Beavers are down to their final strike here in the 9th.
I don't remember Bryce Hubbard being 0-2, but the Beavers were definitely in a similar situation with 2 outs and 2 strikes on the hitter.
Craig trying to hang in. Florida State trying to play their way into tomorrow. The strike 2 breaking ball kicks away on a wild pitch, sending A.J. Singer down to second. And the count 1-2 to Jacob Craig on the wild one. The wild pitch was big in the rally last night.
Yes, it certainly was. No, it's not much consequence in this one.
Right.
As Jacob Craig needs to score.
The wild pitch last night put the tie in runs in scoring position, and Jacob drove him home. 1-2 to Jacob. Singer at second, 2 down. The Beavers trailing 3-1 in the top of the 9th. Peyton Prescott to the plate. Slider low, ball 2, 2-2. Easton Talt on deck. And
boy, he would love to see another, get another chance.
I think that's why Micah Posey has a left-hander going in their pen. 2-2 the count to Craig. Singer at second, 2 down, 3-1 Seminoles. The 2-2 fastball, a check swing, and he's rung up by the home plate umpire Brian Marine. Strike 3, and Florida State survives an elimination game. And just as we had in the Corvallis Regional, in the Corvallis Super Regional, we'll have a winner-take-all game tomorrow night at 6:06. Hey, not enough home games in the 2025 season. The Beavers are giving the fans their money's worth in the postseason. The last and final game at Goss tomorrow with Omaha on the line. Tremendous outing by the starting pitchers, Ethan Kleinschmidt and Jamie Arnold. The Noles do enough, getting an unearned run and 2 more runs to hold off the Beavers and force the winner-take-all game tomorrow. Final score, Florida State 3, the Beavers 1. Our post-game show coming up. Lacey, stack them up, and we'll go into post-game break. Don't even need to stack them. Go right to post-game break 1 in the post-game set as we go to our post-game show from the McGrath family press box. Florida State wins it 3-1. Back after this on the Beavers